The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Monday, May 3rd, 2021, years after zero. 5 minutes ago, a clock started now, we go. Monday's obviously a massive day because a lot of things happen over the weekend that we get a chance to chat about. For instance, Medina Spirit 12-1 on the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations to Medina. Now, were the ponies important to this Kentucky Derby weekend? Of course. And I had no idea that a dead heat was actually a real thing. When a horse ties another horse nose for nose, there's two winners of a horse race, it's a dead heat, blah, blah, blah. I learned all that. Now, I also learned that at the Kentucky Derby, humans were back. More specifically, star-studded humans. To be more exact after that, Tom Brady was there with his crew.
Of course.
Yep. Baker Mayfield, I think, was with that crew.
Saw that.
Seemed like the Tom Brady crew was having a good time. Julian Edelman was there. Amendola was there. A lot of people were there. Not as much conversation about them other than how good Tom Brady looked dressing. Now, there was another crew, you see, that was down in Louisville. Down there at Churchill grounds.
Dance.
On the grounds of the Churchill dance.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers and crew were there.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers looking incredibly happy alongside Shailene Woodley and his group of friends down there, including that dude from Philadelphia.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Miles Teller somehow snuck in. I don't know how he made it in there.
Good for him.
Ty, you should have been in there, hopefully. But good for him. And their ladies were there. It was a big weekend. Everybody was talking about, Aaron Rodgers had a hat on because I believe the hair is potentially getting longer. He looked incredibly happy, big smiles. He looked very thin, I think, from the photo. He looked in incredible shape there. I don't know what's going on. And then when he gave an interview with a horse crew, I don't know who it was, he had a name tag on that said Turd Ferguson. Okay? He had a Turd Ferguson name on. NBC's Mike Tirico asked to speak to him. He goes, no, thank you, sir. Mike Tirico goes, after speaking to Turd Ferguson, he has told us that he is disappointed that this entire rift has gone public. So the entire storyline of the Kentucky Derby is obviously the most, electric 2 minutes in sports or whatever. Way to go, Medina.
Incredible.
Thank you, Medina.
Wow.
Wow. Way to run out there.
Woo.
But the storyline I took away from the whole thing is, okay, Aaron's there. They had zoom-in shots of him. He was up over the ledge. Everybody wants to know what the hell's going on with him. And I'm here to tell you that today we will be having a conversation with AJ Hawk. Who was in the photo, the infamous photo. His gnarly fingers were in that infamous photo. I guess I don't know what to do with my hand situation has happened with AJ Hawk in the photos that he has taken in the past at the Kentucky Derby. Him and Aaron have it's become like a tradition or whatever. Whatever the case, AJ's coming on the show today. And I talked to AJ yesterday via text message. I said, do you want off this week? And he said, why? I said, because everything you were just with him at Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
And I don't know how much you talked to him. I actually said, I'm going to pepper you with questions, so you just need to let me know or whatever. Everything that AJ says about what Aaron potentially told him is going to get quoted and go. There are people who have sources that are saying there's less than a 5% chance that this ends with Aaron Rodgers as a Packer. Then there's people that are hopeful potential, optimistic that Gunther Kuntz and Aaron can reconsider. Then there's other people that are like, Aaron's not sticking around if Gunther Kuntz is there. Everybody seems to have sources. Who the hell are all of these sources? We'll never know. A lot of people are saying, of course, Aaron Rodgers wanted to steal all the attention from draft. I think that article that we all read that kind of, leaked all this information publicly, it feels like, now, I'm not sure Schefter has come out and said this, and maybe we're not. That felt like that came from the Packers' point of view there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Aaron saying to Mike Tirico he's disappointed this has gone public. I think that is also what we have to remember here. Who's talking to who and why and how? We'll talk to AJ and his fucked up fingers after a day and a half or two with Aaron Rodgers to see what he has heard, what he is thinking, what his mindset is. We actually have a poll today asking the people, what do you think the future looks like for Aaron Rodgers? There's a couple options here. He's back with the Packers, which I think Packers fans would be incredibly pumped about. Doesn't seem likely. Seems like every person that has an alleged source, wherever the hell their alleged source may be, who knows who sources are talking to who. He might retire, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He might
It's
retire,
been floated.
and he might play somewhere else. There is a lot of very fascinating outcomes to this entire thing. Our poll at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show on our community page is up and running. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse at 53% is Aaron Rodgers plays for another team. 18% of the people think that Aaron Rodgers retires. 29% think that Aaron Rodgers continues to play for the Packers, and that's out of a pool of 14,000 people. So Aaron to another team is something that I think everybody's assuming is going to happen. What if he retires? What if he stays with the Packers? It is a conversation piece for sure, and for the foreseeable future, to use the Green Bay Packers words, not ours. Ty Schmidt, how do you feel about the whole thing? We saw Mad Mel Kiper have to really react to a future with no Aaron Rodgers over there. It is taking over every conversation in the NFL right now, even though there's a lot of young guys we will talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Justin Fields in Chicago. Do we like it? Do we hate it? Got to talk about it. We'll talk about Mac Jones running a 4.6 something allegedly at his pro day. How come that was never talked about until right now? We'll also talk about Michael Vick still running a 4.7 at the age of 40. Looks like he could still get on the field if he had to. But for a moment, Aaron Rodgers not being a Packer seems to be the majority of people's thoughts. Ty, will you just pick up your fanhood and go elsewhere? Because there's a lot of Packers fans out there saying, if you leave with Aaron, you never cared about the Packers to begin with. They're calling you a fugazi.
Whoa. And that's fine. You know, it's fine because I'm not going to do anything drastic yet. But it is. I mean, we found out this information, right before the show started on Thursday. So I kind of just had to sit with it all day and like let it soak in. And you never really thought it was going to be real. But even like the draft, you know, I mean, it's hard to really the Packers did a pretty good job. You know, they went out, they got a receiver, they got a couple linemen. Like they filled needs that they definitely needed to do. But at the end of the day, like, until this thing gets resolved, this is just a goddamn storm cloud over everything. Like, it's hard to you don't even want to think about Packers or like or football or anything, because if Rodgers leaves town, like, it's just, I mean, you never thought, like we've talked about it, like you felt like you saw the writing on the wall and like that this was coming, but then he actually played the year, won the MVP. It's like, okay, you know, things are going to be put to rest now. He's going to be a Packer for the rest of his career. And then, you know, boom, the nuclear option comes and everyone's just kind of shocked. I mean, I don't think anyone should be, because he's been pretty adamant, you know, about how he's felt disrespected up to this point, but it's just, boy, it is tough to swallow. It still almost doesn't seem real.
All right, let's move on. Enough with the Aaron Rodgers potentially not a Packer talk for the moment. It will come back in about 50 minutes when AJ Hawk joins us, where I want to let you know, AJ, I think he enjoys this show. I think he enjoys being a part of it every day. Mm-hmm. He's going to be in a hot seat today.
Yeah, not today. That's the way it goes.
I would like to know, too.
Yeah,
because I'm going to have to speak about this for a little bit, and I'm not going to be the guy who goes to Aaron and says, hey, I give me a scoop.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm not going to do that. That's just not how I operate. Maybe a couple more years in this business, it'll change me and I want to do that or whatever, but I don't. But AJ signed up to be that guy.
Oh, yeah.
AJ went on a goddamn couples resort trip to Louisville, Kentucky with him. Like, hey, this is going to happen. Can't wait to chat. Maybe we'll get some more answers. Maybe we won't get anything. Excited to hear that. The fallout from the weekend with a couple different storylines. Philadelphia Eagles front office, not on the same page, it appears, with the drafting of Devontae Smith, trading up and doing that. Although the spin zone is that they stole a draft pick from the Giants, I believe. The Giants wanted Devontae Smith. The big video going around is when old Howie rolls over to, I think, Bill or Bob something, who's the director of personnel, goes to give him a fist bump after they just did the full rounds. And this guy looks directly at his fist and goes, get the fuck away from me. I don't know. He was just fed up. He does not like it. It was the beautiful depiction of what everybody thinks the Philadelphia Eagles front office looks like, and it happened. Although I assume this is a regular Okay, I assume that in war rooms, they're called that for a reason. There are some potential casualties in that whole thing. There are some people's opinions that don't get accounted for as much as others, but that was beautiful to watch behind the scenes in Philadelphia. And Eagles fans go, of course. Of course, the old guy who looks like he's been around football the longest hates what we just did. Hey, but it was that. A long snapper got drafted. To the Carolina Panthers. Logan Fletcher, incredible snapper from Alabama, I do believe. And there was a moment caught on tape, which, by the way, I love social media because this shit would have never gotten out in the past. It's something that people probably wouldn't have deemed important enough to put on network television or anything like that. A dream coming true whenever you have no idea. Whenever you're in that 7th round there's a lot of calls being made to players and their agents about, hey, undrafted free agency now. There's signing bonuses that are negotiated in the undrafted free agent. So there's some guys that actually, once they become a free agent, sign a signing bonus that is very equivalent to somebody who got drafted in the 7th round, because now they have options on places to go and teams want different people. So that's its own business in of itself. This year, I don't know how much because the OTA is being virtual and it's going to be tough to make it in that role. But if you're a long snapper, punter, or kicker, normally that 7th round, you're praying to God you get drafted. But a lot of it is, hey, which situation's best? Which teams are interested? So Logan Fletcher, long snapper, Matt Rule, I assume he and Matt Rule have had a relationship via a workout or whatever has happened in the past. He obviously assumed that Matt Rule was trying to recruit him to come to Carolina as an undrafted free agent. He was like, you're going to have to talk. I think there's some other beautiful moment. Matt Rule and his new long snapper, Logan Fletcher, on draft day, 7th round.
Hey, Fletch, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
You coming or what?
Trying to figure it out right now.
No. I just drafted you. You coming or what?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, bro.
No, you did not.
No shit.
Welcome to
Are
Carolina.
you serious?
Yeah, man. Welcome to the Carolina Panthers.
Dude, chill out.
Dude,
I
chill
cannot
out.
wait to help you win, man. I cannot wait to help you win.
I love it.
That's awesome. So, like, literally, Matt Rule trolling him, too, by the way. Like, are you coming? And he's like, Matt, I love you. I appreciate you. This is an awesome phone call, but I've got a couple other places that need a long snapper. No, I just drafted you. No shit. What? What a moment. Good for Logan. That's like the draft weekend that doesn't get talked about a lot. Late in the 7th round, 6th round, guys that have no idea they were going to make it. It is not, everybody assumes that it's a fun weekend for everybody, and I assume it could be. I mean, Mac Jones, people were feeling bad for Mac Jones, by the way, because he dropped to 15 or whatever. Everybody's like, oh, no, because there's a Brady Quinn, same thing. Johnny Manziel, same thing. There's guys that have no idea. They're just dropping all the way, by the way, right into fucking insurance salesmen. I mean, there it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are like, am I going to get a shot? Am I going to get an opportunity? I hope so. Here we go. Logan Fletcher, that was an awesome moment. You get drafted as a long snapper, you're going to have a job for at least a year. Now, you're going to have to really fuck it up to lose your job. But if you're getting drafted as a long snapper, they're investing capital in there. You're going to be in a good spot. At Boston Connor, Mac Jones walking as if he had just struck a deal at Shark Tank. He was just waiting for some sort of paralegal document to be signed all the way up to Roger Goodell to become the New England Patriot quarterback. I assume you thought, and we all thought, this was Bill's plan all along. Of course. He's going to get Mac Jones, Mac Jones. Then once we watched what was going on in the war room, and Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia, they did not seem sold on Mac Jones at all. No. At all. Robert Kraft had to go, we're all real excited. He had to double down on there. They did not sound excited at all. Cam's a starter until Jarrett or Mac can keep up with this. How do you feel knowing now that it didn't really seem like they wanted Mac Jones? This was not a plan. Is this a new Patriots? What's going on over there?
Well, I'll be honest. I was a little worried seeing the walk, and then you look further into it. His nickname is the Joker, and some people were saying he was doing the old Heath Ledger Joker walk.
I like that.
So honestly, a
in.
little more moxie for me,
in,
honestly. But I feel good about it. I mean, we talked about it earlier. He ran a 4.68 at his pro day. Who knew?
Who's that?
Mac Jones.
Who's that?
Wow.
That's
Mac Jones.
That's faster than Michael Vick.
Faster than Vick. Faster
right
than
now.
Mahomes.
That's faster than 40-year-old Michael Vick right now.
Mac Jones has burners. I can't believe that wasn't talked about leading up to it. But I mean, hey, we didn't have to give up anything for him. You know, at least we took a quarterback instead of a D2 safety who's probably unbelievable either way. But it's just nice that we went offense and actually went with a QB that could potentially potentially have a massive future.
You might be dead, though, because Ernie's gone.
That's a bummer, but that even makes me feel better that every single draft pick this year was part of Ernie's last draft. So I'm expecting, 8 to 10 Pro Bowls combined out of those guys.
That kind of came out of nowhere that Ernie was retiring. You assumed he was at retirement age like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because he's always looked the exact same. But whenever you're talking about, like this super genius that's in the sky for the Patriots that everybody talks about as a secret weapon, a lot of players that have played there go like, oh, Ernie has come down to me and said like, hey, try this instead of this or whatever. He's just like this almost all-knowing figure up there in New England. Now, his name will always be inked with a lot of different situations as signal stealing and potential other stuff because he just seemed to be smarter than everybody. But man, I was always fascinated with this Ernie guy. And I thought to myself, how long can this fucking guy go? It seems like he's been going forever. Now we know this is the last year of old Ernie. Gonna have to go get one for what, his second ring finger?
Yeah, win this one for Ernie.
Is this one for Ernie?
This one's for Ernie.
You bring in all those new players. Julian Edelman retires. He's out of the building.
Yep.
Kyle Van Noy comes back, though. He's going to have to be the one that sets the tone. Like, hey, this one's for Ernie.
This one's Ernie.
I know you guys don't know him, okay? But this dude's an absolute legend up there. This one's for Ernie. Speaking of the Patriots, Julian Edelman has responded to us responding to a conversation that happened on the NFL's Draft-a-thon. Tom Brady was sitting on a 9-way Zoom with Mark Wahlberg, Julian Edelman, Kevin Hart, I forget who else. Kay Adams, Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tom Brady told the crowd that Julian's not retiring. He was just scared to tell Belichick that he was coming down, and he said, I've been there. And we were like, whoa. So is Tom kind of potentially hinting at he's going to try to recruit Julian Edelman out of retirement? And maybe Julian Edelman right now, although his knee hurts, he'll find out. Maybe they'll figure out a way to manage it a little bit better. And is he going to come out of retirement and go down to where retired whites go, down to Florida, join Gronk, Tom and the boys to try to win another Super Bowl? We just started thinking like that would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. And then I kind of questioned Boston Connor. I was like, how do you feel if Julian does this? And Connor was like, well, then the Foxborough Forever is actually all bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
Julian responded and said, like, hey, Bubs, I ain't going anywhere. Hashtag Foxborough Forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Connor, exactly what you said, I think kind of rang true with Julian. He's like, there's the Patriots fan. He just said that me saying Foxborough Forever doesn't mean shit. If I go and do this, I want to let him know I'm with him. He said, I'm a Patriot for the rest of my life.
That's right.
You were almost out on him being in the Hall of Fame, remember?
Yeah, close.
He was out on him.
Yeah.
Now, with that tweet, are you all the way back in?
First ballot. I mean, put the guy in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. I don't know what's taking so long.
You're an absolute idiot. We have to get to a break here. We will answer some phone calls on the other side. 1-888 Mad Dog 6. We broke our phone line.
Crash server.
1-8334 McAfee has been broken. Now, Zito's been on the phone with Google, I think. This
Donald
is
Google.
Google. Yeah. Dave?
No, you're right. It is Dave.
Dave Google.
Yeah.
Googs.
It's insane. They can't handle our volume. We have too many people. We love you all.
We appreciate that.
Love you, callers.
We crashed a podcast platform whenever we went to it, which everybody listens to our podcast and anything we do, by the way, awesome human beings. But we crashed that thing, and then like 6 months later, it sold for like $200 million. And we're like, that's interesting. We just, So were we probably a part of it?
What the hell's going on here?
I would assume we probably helped out a little bit. Then we get this Google phone line. They're like, nah, you're good. Here you go. Don't worry about it.
Use it.
Fucking crashed it. Wait till Google Phones is valued at $10 billion in like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Probably already is.
They need to lay some more fiber down.
Come on. Could we put a couple more wires out
Seriously.
Figure it out.
there? We appreciate you all so much for listening and watching wherever the hell you may be. 1-888 Mad Dog 6 will be the phone until further notice. We have ruined another one. Why? What's the deal?
It's cool, really.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But how's that happen? You're Google.
I don't know. I mean, they can handle the traffic.
Come on, Google. You're Google. How would they say 1 billion hours of people watching YouTube every single day?
Every day.
That's a lot of fucking time on there. Get the framework done to answer some phone calls, Google.
We only need 6 available lines.
Dave,
Dave, come on.
Google needs to figure it out now. Jim Irsay will join us in the third hour today.
Whoa!
Owner of the Colts. Yeah, that Jim Irsay. He tonight they're launching I think it's a series of panels, open discussions hosted by Carson Daly and a bunch of other people for Kicking the Stigma, which is what the Irsay family's kind of getting behind and the Colts are getting behind about how, mental illness has this stigma around it. They say, hey, no more. You're not alone. I love that.
Yeah.
Jim Irsay will be joining us in the third hour. I got a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. He set up a call between Kwity Paye and Dwight Freeney, and he's going to do a Robert Mathis. He's in the war room. What is Jim Irsay doing these days? Is he calling the shots over there again? Can't wait to chat with him. We'll be back in 4 minutes. We'll see you then. Cheers. It feels good, doesn't it? Aaron Rodgers and team are back at the Derby, this time with their ladies. Aaron looks good hat. Looks a little thin, but looks happy as hell. Takatari, his wife, and Aaron and the boys and their ladies. But what is that? Look at those fingers. Aaron's the story, but how do those things operate? Hope everybody has a great day at the Derby. All right, cheers. Win all the money. I have a surprise, obviously. That's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. What do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. Do you want to have fun?
That's nice.
You want to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper, I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
Mike's not plugged in.
Whoa.
Yes, I did. I actually just explained it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I
didn't.
had this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you
unbelievable
didn't.
talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking
Yes,
have
I
it. No, you
did.
didn't.
You
You're a
said
sad sack of shit,
Jason.
Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh, my God. Had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass for a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You look like an asshole. I mean, get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Can we get him the hell out of here?
I think is his microphone still on? Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snider and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Glazer.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you. What do you think the plan is with Justin Fields in Chicago? I know we heard Andy Dalton was the starter and all this stuff. What do you think Fields plays from day one?
Fudge, yeah. And AJ, you play that Joker from the first snap of the season. Now, I think the pressure 100% falls on Matt Nagy going, you know what? I failed Mitchell Trubisky.
Wow. Welcome back. to the Pat McAfee Show here Monday, May 3rd, 2021 years after zero. Got a lot of sage in here because, who knows what's talking about what.
No, yeah, that's right.
Let's keep a little positivity around here, huh?
Bad spirits.
Keep the vibes good.
Yeah, good spirits need to be
right.
around here.
That's right.
Our phones don't work. Computer crashed. It is.
That computer is a piece
of shit.
That's why you got to burn the sage.
Yeah, but the problem is, it has been asking me for a long time if I want to update now or remind me tomorrow. I've been reminding me tomorrow on this thing for about 3 months. It does feel like I'm the New Orleans Saints with the salary cap, just kicking a can down the road. It's inevitably going to catch up to you, and here we are. It actually says here, working on updates.
Oh, boy.
It's at 25% right now. It started at 0%, obviously, 35 minutes ago. Okay. So you do some math. We might get this back by the end of the show.
Yeah.
It says, don't turn off your PC. This will take a while.
Yikes.
Have you ever seen a computer look at you and just say, hey, listen, you're going to be here a long-ass time. Just fucking buckle up. The music's out of here. The phones are out of here. We're in an interesting spot. Zito actually said, hey, I will say the serious thing coming back if you want. And I said, no, thank you, hero. We do not need that. And then he said, okay, you're back. All right. And we are back. Shout out to you, Zito. Appreciate you, buddy. This is a Zito production, as always. There's some other things to definitely talk about here. Whenever the Broncos general manager was handling the draft this weekend, Connor, Ty, I'm not sure if you got to see this. The internet absolutely loved it. I actually watched Friday's second and third round whenever I got back from Smackdown early morning for like 2 hours or whatever. Then I watched on Saturday through the weekend or whatever. I enjoyed the draft this year a lot more, I think, than I would had in past. Now, granted, I watched a lot of it because I couldn't sleep, and then because I wanted to sleep. So it was kind of like my state of mind where I was at. Pretty entertaining stuff out of the NFL Network. I did not watch anywhere else, but the NFL Network had good stuff. The social media teams, though, and I led off with this, the more videos that get released from behind the scenes, I absolutely love. We've all seen Kevin Costner handle a draft day for the Cleveland Browns.
That's right.
Okay, we've all seen it. And I think that movie did so well. I mean, I don't know how it did box office wise, but I loved it. I think a lot of people have loved it.
Film.
It was like a peek behind the curtain. I'm like, is that really what draft day is like? You would hope that's what draft day is like, with the calls and the moves and the post-it notes for like, hey, don't fuck this up. Basically, you would hope it's like that. We got a chance to look inside the Denver Broncos war room with old General George Payton, and it looks and sounded a lot like that goddamn movie. Hit this thing, Foxy.
Hey, I got someone else who's going to give me more. Thanks.
Hello?
Hey, Mickey. Hey, Hallie. Brian. Oh, you guys are me every time. Terry, it's just a 6. We're giving you a top 4. We're good? Okay, let's keep you on the line when you call that in.
Patrick.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Now, the music behind it was fucking god-awful. Okay? Sounds like the Broncos social media team got the video right. The audio department needs to kind of get in the same type of mindset as the video there. Pretty distracting, but, I mean, aside from that was, you're fucking me every time. He sounds like he's got deals going at all times. He had 3 phones at least going. He was talking to Howie at one point. He said, all right, Howie, I'm going to go there. They lead off that video with, got somebody call me. It's going to offer me better. Great move. It's like whenever you're looking for a goddamn car and you walk in, you see their price, you seem interested, you like it, then you're like, okay, I'm going to go right down the street here.
Yep.
They got the same thing. I'm going to go check their price. And you're walking out hoping that they go, whoa, whatever it is.
Hold on.
Know that we can match it. Or they go, go ahead and check it. See you later. That's a great way to gauge true interest at the end of a conversation. Love what he did. Love that they put him saying fucking in there. I liked it. I like the moving and grooving at draft day. It would be so much fun, I think, to be a general manager. I assume that's why when we talked to Chris Ballard, he was like, I love it. I love draft day. Those phones got to be hot. They got to be making moves. There's high-fiving happening, a lot of celebrating happening. I mean, the Detroit Lions?
Oh, man.
Whenever they drafted Poway Sewell and Penny Sewell, and then they go to the second round, they draft somebody else and the whole thing, the conversations that are happening on there, Motor City Dan Campbell talking to Penny saying, listen, just play exactly like you play. Okay? Just play. We're going to build this program around players like you. Dirty, you know. Basically said hard hitting, dirty, no fucks given. Like this is what we're doing. Thank you so much. And he gets off the phone. Here's our owner now, Sheila Hempford. He hands it over. As soon as the owner gets on the phone, he can't hold back his excitement. He is screaming at the top of his lungs while she is on the phone, and the GM is pounding the table. They're so excited. If you're a Lions fan, watching the excitement of that war room and then listening to the exact kind of messaging of what type of team we're trying to be, you guys got to be excited. Now, Aaron Rodgers is still in the NFC North, so you got to remember that the big bad wolf is still in town, but he might be on his way out. But watching that whole thing happen, you got to be excited for the first time, long time.
I'm so excited, Pat, and I know better, all right? There's no reason to be excited in May as a Detroit Lions fan, but I am. I'm all the way in. I think Motor City Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are doing this thing right.
The punching of the desk.
Oh, the dap-ups.
Everything.
They were so excited.
Hey, she's on the phone. And I assume, okay, owner just got on the phone. They're all going to kind of dial it back.
No.
Instead it was... It may be almost. This is her on the phone. Whoa!
Yeah,
they were so excited.
Yeah, the GM gave one too. The GM. I mean, after hugging and basically almost tackling Dan Campbell, he gave after the fucking death slam another. Yeah.
I assume they had. Now, if we can start to piece together what a Motor City Dan Campbell scout evaluation, sheet looks like, it's probably ability on the field. All right, ability on the field. His testing numbers here. Okay, sounds good. And then this one's going to be, will this guy fucking murder somebody?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we go to match columns 1 and 4. And if those two are high, I bet you Penn was probably their number one person on the board. The way they reacted, it seemed as if that's their number one player on the board. Tone setter. Yeah. Okay, we're going to build the team around guys like you. They actually said that. The performer, they say this dude's an absolute mauler out there.
Yeah.
Going to need it for Goff. Goff's going to need a clean pocket. Who knows how else that whole thing will go, but I was excited for the Lions after watching it.
I was pumped. I read a tweet that said they almost thought about trading up to get this guy. That's how excited they were. And then when they fell in his lap.
All right, interesting you say that. Okay, because the information that comes out post drafts is always fascinating.
Yeah.
For instance, there's info coming out of the Packers that last draft, they wanted to trade up and get Justin Jefferson. Now, Rappaport tweeted Jordan Jefferson, so we might be thinking of somebody different.
He did eventually correct himself.
Okay, so we didn't know. It might have been somebody. But they were going to trade up to get Justin Jefferson, obviously the MVP, almost rookie wide receiver for the Vikings last year. They said, we're going to trade up and do that. They're going to trade up and do something else. And then, they eventually had to trade up and get Jordan Love or whatever. Right. It's okay. So it's interesting when news breaks, how news breaks, narratives that might have to get shaped, because if you get 1 or 2 years removed from a draft, like for instance, the Chicago Bears one where Mitchell Trubisky was never going to get drafted. Now people are saying 2-3 years later or whatever. It's easy to kind of say no, that wasn't. It's very easy to be like, well, we were thinking about it or whatever. Like, were you thinking about it or did you scout that person? Yeah. It was just like that situation. The draft can make you look terrible down the road. But on the flip side, the draft, I think, can make people look like heroes. And now judging this draft immediately is doing a massive disservice to everything, because there literally could have been 250 Hall of Famers drafted.
Yeah, that's right.
Every single one of these, doesn't matter if it's an undrafted free agent, even 7th round draft pick. Shannon Sharp was a 7th round draft pick. I did not know that. He's 6'6", shredded. Yeah. How did Shannon? Nobody knows. Nobody knows how Shannon Sharp ended up in the 7th round. There's 5th round, 6th round. There's everybody could go on to be great. And on the flip side, there is a lot of, in real life, great football players, if they're to play tag or flag football or anything like that, great football players. But in the NFL, there are a lot of shitty football players that did not pan out in the NFL at 1 overall all the way to the absolute end of it. And that is why the draft is so electrifying, and that is why it is so awesome to watch people judge draft picks right now. It is the best. This guy changed their entire team. This guy's going to do this whole thing. And it was like, well, that guy that you're referring to has never taken a snap in the NFL in his entire life. There might be a completely different game plan whenever there's a grown-ass man on the other side for whatever reason. Oh, when money gets achieved, there might be a whole different operation. I think Dwight Freeney, whenever he talked to Quiddy Pay, it was really cool, by the way, that Jim Irsay set up a phone call between those two. And at the beginning, it's kind of like, oh, it's awesome. Congratulations. I'm going to give you my number. Hit me up or whatever. And then Freeney dropped like some real game at the end of this thing. He was like, after the celebrations and after your friends and family, and by the way, very important, you should enjoy that. That is a massive part of it. It's just going to be you, your stance, your get off, your whole thing. We have no idea what work ethic's about to look like for all of these guys that get drafted. There's going to be players that come out of nowhere who have a chip on their shoulder, who every single morning they're working on the most tedious parts of their game so that they can get a little bit of an advantage to become better and better, and all of a sudden they're a superstar. And on the flip side, there might be some people that get a little bit too comfortable because they got drafted and they think, oh, I'm already there, here I go, and they get shitty. There's a chance for any of that. So I don't like doing the judging of drafting. The only one I've ever really judged hard is that Jordan Love draft pick. It was so dumb. I have no idea how that's what you do, but here we are 1 year later and finding out that it is causing a lot more stir potentially behind the scenes than we could have ever imagined.
Well, that's why draft grades are just complete horseshit. You're never going to know. But did you see how the Buccaneers and also the Bears called their starting quarterback and, let them know, hey, we're going to take a quarterback this year? Okay?
Such a different situation there. Yeah. Okay, so the Bears doing that with Andy Dalton when he just got there and only signed him to $11 million and he's won 0 games is incredible to think about.
Why? Yeah.
Okay, that's incredible to think that they have that much respect and appreciation because everybody heard Andy Dalton and the Bears say, this is our guy, this is going to be our guy. The Bears probably told Andy, we did not know that we could potentially get Justin Fields. Right. He was going to be gone early, blah, blah, blah. And Andy's like, hey, listen, I haven't even been here. Yeah. You guys do what you got to do. You guys do what you got to do. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to call Tom Brady, second-round pick, last pick of the second round, didn't trade up to make this move. Tom's like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I know we got Blaine Gabbert here, but Kyle Trask could be an absolute stud. Who knows how I've signed for 2-3 years. Second round draft picks have definitely sat behind guys for 2-3 years. I mean, these are things that could happen. No big deal. That's why whenever you try to compare that type of situation to another situation, it's hard to do that because no heads up, no nothing, and trade up into the first round to get a quarterback whenever you didn't even have to. So, I mean, that is tough. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation, but you know what? Packers have done everything they can.
That's right.
Well, that's
what some people are starting to say.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, like, do we even know? I mean, from all the stuff we're hearing, like, the Packers may have let Rodgers know they were going to get a quarterback, 3 months in advance last year. I mean, because it seems like, after the season now, that, listen, hey, they're doing everything they can. They're begging, they're pleading, whatever he wants, we'll give it to him. But just, that wasn't the case 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Let's talk about a little bit more into Michael Vick running the 4.72.
Yes.
Okay? Terrell Davis was there. Ray Lewis was there. Obviously, Rich Eisen was there. Some donors were there. And when Rich threw to this Run Rich Run, raising money for St. Jude, which, by the way, he threw to it from the NFL Network set or whatever, and he really, it almost like, you almost saw a little, like, he almost got emotional up there.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Rich Eisen could have ever guessed that him being an unathletic suit running a 40 at the combine could turn into what it has become. I think millions of dollars has been raised for a hospital, St. Jude's, that I think I just now learned about from his tossing to the video, where it's like free cancer treatment for family, for the whole thing. It's a massive, it's a very, very cool thing. So him talking about it, then when he throws it, and you start hearing these old guys' names that used to play, and I think to myself, like, I just turned 34. I don't know what I would run at the 40 right now. And the video, whenever they showed it, I think I could potentially run with some of the. I was watching. I think I could run with Ray Lewis right now if I had to. Now listen, Ray's much older than me. Ray has had to do that whole thing. But I think watching them run 40s, I was like, oh, so Father Time has hit everybody here a little bit, because I get up to take a shit, I almost pull a hammy. I'm starting to feel, of course, this is something that really happens. But then Michael Vick got up, and he's actually like stumbled almost for a couple steps, and then he opened up. He's fucking flying.
Yeah, incredible.
It is insane how I think obviously off the field, Off the field, everything changed everybody's view on Michael Vick and everything that is Michael Vick. And he did jail time, long jail time, has come out on the other side of it. I think everybody that has been around him has said he's been an exemplary citizen and everything like that. And I have only met him one time. I was at Fox, a quick hello or whatever, but I had always been a massive fan because whenever we were kids, he was the human joystick.
Oh, yeah.
He was the video game. He was able to do anything. And then he came out with that goddamn football.
The Vortex?
The Vortex football.
Yep.
And he threw it out of the stadium.
Yeah.
And that was before internet. So that was before like everything definitely being able to be edited or whatever. But I think we all believed legitimately.
I think until I was like 15.
By the way, still to this day, I think there's a chance that if he really wanted to, he could have thrown that thing out. He had the strongest arm. He was faster than everybody. He made moves all over the place. He was awesome to watch. And obviously, he had an incredible swagger he was awesome. Then everything happens. Obviously, it comes out to light what was happening behind the scenes, which is absolutely terrible. I mean, absolutely disgusting as somebody who's a massive animal, provider, I think, at this point with what further brands do and everything that. Absolutely. What was happening was disgusting and, that whole thing. But watching him run that 4.7, I thought to myself, oh, Vick could go play if he wanted to. Vick could still go play if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes said he's still faster than me if he wants to. It was unbelievable, especially comparing to everybody else. Because once you get out of the daily workouts and you get comfortable, it's easy maybe to diet and do some cardio like walking or Stairmaster or anything like that. Actually sprinting, that is not something you just pick up out of nowhere.
No.
I don't think enough people show enough respect for people. When I see somebody like all out sprint, I think to myself, like, you're playing a dangerous game.
Yeah.
You are playing a dangerous
Be
game.
careful.
What are you doing? You see some drunk start running down, and it's like, tomorrow you might have no hamstrings.
Yeah.
That is really something happened. Michael Vick was very impressive.
I mean, but he's not faster than Mac Jones. Just want to throw that out there. But also, in his 30 for 30 doc.
At this point,
in this 30 for 30 doc that was released about Vick earlier this year or even last year, he did, pay for what he, had done and also kind of turn it around. Like, he got that other $100 million contract from the Eagles after everything that happened.
$100 million?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't end up seeing all of it. He probably saw a tenth of it, but the contract itself was worth up to.
And I think he played for the Steelers as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
God, he would just
chuck that thing,
bro. It was just
I mean, there's
so easy for him.
That's what was the most concerning part is he had the video of Jerry Rice running a slant and he threw one to him and I just like, man, it just doesn't seem like he's got as much zip on the pass as he did.
Oh,
but
you're
I mean,
talking
he's
about
still
in this run, because the ball did fall
It
out.
kind of tailed down at the end. I was like, gee, maybe Vick just didn't want to break all of his fingers.
Yeah, which could happen because Jerry has been tailgating a lot.
That's right.
So you got to remember that.
Hard.
Yeah. I do wish the person recording that would have said like, "Hey, one more." Like,
Yeah.
Hey, let's throw.
Yeah.
Like, really spin this.
Yeah, come on. A lot of people are going to see this. Man. A lot of people are going to see this. He was awesome. What a legend. That got to be one of the greatest athletes in the history of mankind, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That humans have ever created.
One of
has
one.
to be.
Because even when you look at Lamar, he can't throw it the way Vick used to be able to chuck the
Lamar and
ball.
Vick, very different.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, obviously, similar can both make people look absolutely silly, but Vick felt like he was kind of ad-libbing at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like he was potentially, who knows what's going to happen. It was. I feel like Lamar, much more cerebral of a player than people give him credit, while also having the ability to, move and groove.
Do all those, yeah.
Could you imagine if Michael Vick, I think he even came out and said that he didn't love studying film until later in his life or whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine if at Atlanta he was like some super film nut where he knew where every little pawn was going to be for him just to.
Well, and that's because he did the way his touchdown runs. You look at it and it's like some of those old high school running backs where they're just switching direction, going from sideline to sideline, and then eventually scoring at the end. I feel like Lamar obviously makes guys miss all the time, but when Vick would get out of the pocket. Every single time it's like, shit, he's going to score a touchdown.
Now, would that change now because defensive ends are much faster?
Yeah.
But
who knows?
You can't hit the quarterback the way, when he first came out, so he might even still be playing. He could have had a longer career.
Yeah, maybe. You're 100% right. That position, whenever you're a quarterback, Couple shots can change everything.
Yeah.
The good news for Patriots fans is Mac Jones runs a 4.6.
That's right.
That's right.
4.68.
Hey,
right.
all these other teams are going mobile quarterbacks. You know, we've talked about it before. The Patriots zig when everyone's zagging. Go back to the pocket.
He'll be able to do it all.
Read option with Mac Jones. Come on. Why not? The RPOs.
Hey, will somebody tell Bill to text me the password of this? I think I had it. It's in my phone somewhere. It just came back to life.
Here we
nice.
go.
Okay.
Thought it was going to be 4 o'clock.
I mean, these things stink. Though.
Yeah, we might need to upgrade that at some point.
We need to
here.
get one of these.
I think so.
That other
One of
computer's
these.
85 years old.
Was that? No, it's actually new. It just looks that way because the company stinks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fair.
You know what I mean? Bill, just send me the text there.
Whenever you get it, Bill.
I think Bill had to have changed it.
Oh, Bill changed the password.
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
is that right?
Maybe.
That would be something he
Rewiring
would
the
do.
mainframe.
Well, it's probably keep things
Secure.
Keep it fresh.
By the way, he didn't change it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I guess wrong.
What was the guess?
Well, it was the password, but with more things on it.
So you got the bones of it right.
I got the outline.
Yeah.
I got the outline right, but I didn't. I added too much. I started to do too much.
Hey, you knew.
Never would have guessed. We'll help you personalize it. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
You just shut down. I don't want to go anywhere. Get me out. X. Give me the phone. Bro, fuck you. You can't shut down for 45 minutes and then expect me to go through an entire
Well,
tutorial.
you gotta wait another
Come on.
45 now.
Here we go. We're on. We're on.
How is the new operating system on that thing?
This one?
Yeah.
Seems to be much faster. Good update.
Okay.
Wow.
Good update. Really good update.
Computer?
Let's get to a phone call here in Omaha. What's up? Aaron, what's going on?
Hey, my name's Aaron. I'm a student at Creighton University.
Creighton.
Jays.
Okay, let's go. Hey, Creighton Jays.
Blue Jays. Yeah.
Hey, basketball, right? They
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Buckets.
bucket school. Yeah. Aaron, what do you
Oh,
want?
yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? What's your major over there?
I'm pre-pharmacy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Always going to survive. Pharmacy's always going to go.
yeah.
That's huge.
Unless marijuana comes in.
Whoa.
Well, then pharmacy probably will be
Start
able to
selling it.
transition
Yeah,
right
yeah.
into that.
They'll pivot.
Yeah, sounds like you're going to be okay forever. Shout out to you, Aaron. What do you want to talk about?
I'm a huge Packers fan, so Thursday was a little rough for me with the Rodgers thing, and I wanted to talk about what your guys' thought was on the news that came out that Rodgers wanted our GM out from his talk at the Kentucky Derby.
Whoa. Aaron says that his talk at the Kentucky Derby is that he wants Gutekunst out. Thanks for the call, Aaron. The computer tried to crash right in the middle of the call.
I'm
Good.
sure.
I know. It tried its best. It
Yeah.
makes no sense. Lost Aaron completely on the computer.
Yep.
Then she came back, by the
Okay.
way. So I didn't know what the
Can't
hell
win with
happened. But is that Charles Robinson got that information from the Derby? Was that from a Derby conversation, or was that from the weekend and the Derby was happening, so that information's getting put together with those?
Right. I thought it was that one. I didn't think it was coming directly from the Derby.
Okay, so if Aaron is saying, and by the way, we know nothing. We might know more in 10 minutes. We'll put, hey, we'll put AJ's feet to the fire for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him if he didn't want to because we're going to have to, and he said, yeah, no problem, dude.
Good.
No problem.
All right, get ready.
But the Charles Robinson report that Aaron has basically said it's either me or Gutekunst.
Right.
I wonder if, and then I saw some internet people, okay, I was sent some tweets from people that were in Packers blogging things saying we should have connected the dots a long time ago because of this quote, which we don't even know if it's real, by the way, that was reported that Aaron doesn't like Gutekunst, because we had been dogging Gutekunst for a long time, that Aaron was telling us to do that to Gutekunst. And to those people, fuck you if you think somebody else is putting any opinions into my fucking head, okay? That's WWE. Listen, if Vince McMahon says something, okay, there's an opinion going into. But aside from that, we create our own opinions and thoughts over here. Now, every single time I would say, hey, Gutekunst is dropping the ball here, I would say, listen, I do not talk to Aaron about this. By the way, I don't talk to Aaron enough about that. It's very easy to see that Gutekunst is dropping a goddamn ball, though. Yeah. Whenever you trade up to get Jordan Love in the first round, whenever you guys just had the NFC Championship, there's been conversations around what you need, what you don't need. You don't get the team better. You prepare for the future. Then halfway through the season, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers come out and they say, hey, we want Will Fuller. Hey, Will Fuller. It's even gone public that Matt LaFleur is on Aaron's side, that they want to get a Will Fuller in there. And they're like, we have enough weapons. I agree, but look at the Buccaneers And look at the Chiefs. You're going to need a lot of fucking weapons if you want to be able to keep up in the NFL in 2021 and going forward. Then they shut that down. So now it's like, oh, is Gunther Kuntz going against LaFleur as well? It feels, and then LaFleur speaks and he's like, I don't even want to imagine a goddamn game without Aaron Rodgers. It just feels like there's a lot of potential drama going around. And I don't think that we are some sort of puppets fed information to call somebody stupid. I will do that by myself if I feel like somebody is doing dumb things.
Well, it's not like we were, hammering that. I mean, that basically whole thing was birthed on draft night last year. You know what I mean? Yeah, I never said anything disparaging or, cared before that. And then you do. And like you said, I mean, shit, I may have somewhat of a relationship with Rodgers, but
do you?
But I'm not, he's not saying like, hey, I need you to get out there on the front lines and say this stuff for me. It's like no one gives a fuck what I think. You know what I mean?
There's a quote that has come out. This is from Charles Robinson.
Yep.
This is from Charles Robinson. The reigning league MVP remains adamant that he won't return to the team under the current stewardship of general manager Brian Gutekunst. A source in Rodgers' camp has said, and that he's willing to weigh hardline options at his disposal, from refusing to show up for off-season activities to holding out a training camp and possibly retirement.
Ooh. Wow.
Asked if anything could be done to green tea almost got me. Asked if anything could be done to repair the relationship between Rodgers and the team. The source said a reconciliation may not be possible if Gunther Kuntz remains, and that team president Mark Murphy is aware of the quarterback's feelings about Gunther Kuntz. The ball is in Mark's court, the source said. So that's somebody within Aaron Rodgers' camp. Okay, so let's assume that person's not going to be within Aaron Rodgers' camp for long, if that's the case.
Yeah, why is AJ doing interviews? What is he thinking doing that stuff?
Yeah, it's like, who knows who any of these people are? Charles Robinson, been around a long time. He is Yahoo Sports. I'm not saying that he is not being told the truth, but who knows the truth in this entire thing? That's what I want to know.
Well, in like a situation like this, like his camp, after we've gotten to know him, like, don't you think his camp is probably very, very tight? I don't think his camp is like I don't know if there's that many people that are actually privy to like what he's feeling or what he's said at this point.
I love the fact though that if this is true, there was a conversation that was had of, that guy fucking stinks. It's either him or me.
Get him out.
I can't do it anymore. Come on, that guy stinks. We've both talked to him. Guy stinks. We've seen what he's done. Matt LaFleur, even LaFleur was like, I want Will Fuller. Let's go ahead and make this team better. Gunther like, no, thank you. Or is that also Mark Murphy being included in the Gunther? If that is, because who's also making decisions?
Right, exactly.
And is this all just complete bullshit? We don't know. We'll ask AJ Hawk in about 10 minutes or so.
Good.
Yeah, hey, AJ, what are your thoughts on the report coming out that Aaron said it's either that guy or me? How do you feel about it?
AJ knows.
Yeah, he knows exactly.
AJ knows
we got to remember, though, AJ does not think like, hey, I have a show every single goddamn day where I'm going to have to talk about this. Because remember, he has been in numerous events with Sports Emmys voters.
True.
He's never talked to them.
That's a good point, yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe we're holding too much hope out for AJ interacting with Aaron, asking him stuff that needs to be known. Or maybe AJ is going to be like, hey, listen, I do know some stuff, but I can't say everything right now. And then it's going to be a game of, let's try to get that out. Yeah. We are going to fish. We're going to have to.
It just seems like he's just, you're going to ask him, and then he's going to just come back with another stupid question that just completely changes the conversation.
He does seem to do that a lot, where he just kind of pivots or whatever. He did that last week, I believe. We're back.
Here we go. In AJ's defense, it's not totally crazy to think that he was just standing in the corner drinking Miller Lights and smoking cigars by himself, for the entire duration of time he was there.
Well, I think actually there was a shot of Aaron like this with his hair back, and then there was another shot. I think AJ was sitting in the background of that shot.
Was he?
I think so, yeah. I saw a sausage finger going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows.
He knows.
Oh, fuck.
He knows.
Holding a beer.
I wonder how long he was there and how many cigars got deleted.
85.
And I wonder if the other significant others of the friends that normally go, who had never met AJ, any of them said like, this guy's got a fucking cigar problem.
This guy's a chimney.
This guy needs to maybe slow it down on the cigars.
This guy's deal.
I wonder if there was any new people that got brought in that thought, this guy's a stooge.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you've smoked 75 of those today already, okay? You don't need to do another 75.
AJ's like, well, for a Miller Lite, I need at least. All right. Hour one's wrapping up. AJ Hawk joins us on the other side. Then in the third hour, Jim Irsay. It's a beautiful Monday, May 3rd, 2021. This show should be a little bit better on the other side of the break. You got about 6 minutes. We'll see you then. A former Celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How did the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. Mrs. was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine. And now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex. Okay. I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice, by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
Whoa. Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on, you lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada, here, or in America, on the films. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
And I hope you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come on.
He's good at everything. He'll shave his face. Come on.
Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, miss you. Love you, man. Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so I was elected captain a week. We played the Lions up in Detroit. And Vandenbosch was one of the captains for them. And he had red contacts in.
Yeah, that's him.
He had red contacts in, and we walked up to each other, right? And I think I'm with like Mathis and some other people. I don't know. I should not have been there. I was just far left or whatever. I'm just on the far left side of it. And I walk in, and we all dap each other up. And then he's there, and I go shake his hands. I look him in the eyes, and I didn't say anything. I just looked him right in the eyes, and he like dapped me up or whatever, gave a fist bump. And I just stared at him for the entire coin toss. Like the ref was talking to whoever was going to talk for us. And I was just looking this guy right in the eyes the whole time. And then as soon as we go to leave, I go, that's wild, man. I just jog off to my side. In those captains' meetings, I've had some incredible electric moments. We played against the Minnesota Vikings, and Adrian Peterson was the captain of Vikings. I was captain of the Colts. There was like 3 other people. We walk out there for this. And the only thing I've heard about Adrian Peterson is how firm, well, I've heard a lot of things about Adrian Peterson. Those aside. But I've heard that Adrian Peterson's handshake is a firm one. Like Adrian Peterson has a firm handshake. It's like this legendary story. So we go out for the coin toss and I see him and I'm like, here we go. And as soon as we go for the handshake, I get in early. I get in because the key to breaking a very stern handshake is you get in early because you got to beat the grip. You got to beat the grip. So he's like kind of casually shaking everybody else's hands. I'm like dapping everybody up like slowly. And I'm like watching him the entire time. And he brings his hand out and I race in to get the netting and your thumb on the thumb. And then I squeeze first, right? So I get like, that's like in arm wrestling when you get the angle on it. So he squeezes back and I give him like a like, right? So while the coin toss is happening, Adrian Peterson looks at me while he's standing on the other side. Neither of us were speaking captains. And he goes, after the coin toss, we're doing another one. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. He goes back, another dap up before we run back. And we did this handshake. He got me around too. I'm honest. And that was my drop hand too. That's like my punt drop hand. I thought it was going to be broken. But I was like, those coin toss things, I don't know how you don't shake hands because it's just an awkward situation where you're forced to shake hands almost.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Monday, May 3rd, 2021. Hour 2 is upon us, and it'll begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. Shucks, Twine for that beat drop. The Hammer Down boys are in here at Bubblegum Pino, at Tone Diggs, the COVID Cowboy. Boys still riding a hot streak, yeah?
Yes, sir. 9-5 baseball this weekend.
Okay, 9-5. Diggs?
Forgot how much I love betting the ponies.
Ooh. Oh, did you hit Medina Spirit?
It's close. It did not hit Medina Spirit.
Close, yeah, close.
Close doesn't work.
It matters in horse shoes, but not in horse racing.
That's right. Still a great day.
Still a great day. I enjoyed watching the entirety of the races while, kind of nodding in and out of sleep after Thursday night draft night, which, by the way, now that everybody's here, hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you. I was going to wait for the Hammer Down boys to get in here, so I wanted you to know, Gumpy, I know you were working the ticker a little bit. Diggs, I know you were trying to do your best to research everything. The boys in the back, everybody that was here, thank you guys so much for Thursday night. It was fucking fantastic. Awesome. I hope you know that. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun, so thank you all for all your work. Now that we're here. A man who also joined us on draft night, then hopped in a car immediately to drive to be in a photo that would be seen across every single news market. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Just hanging out, bro. How are you?
Oh, I see. What are you doing with your hand up like that?
What's that, man? I saw this in TMZ.
Yeah.
I saw this on the E Network. I saw this. Okay. I think Ryan Seacrest put it out.
It's on Extra.
I heard Mike Tirico talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it on my social medias.
Yeah.
Your social medias.
Oh, yeah. Chuck Robinson.
I saw it on Charles Robinson. I saw it on everybody's social media. It was this. They're calling it the AJ Hawk claw.
Yeah.
The claw photo. Hey,
Claws
get your
up.
claws up. Get your claw photo up. You looked unbelievable, as did your wife. The entire crew looked incredible. How was the weekend, AJ? Let's talk about it.
It was fun. It was a very short weekend for me. I don't know how this picture got out there anyway. Who posted it first?
I actually don't.
Probably Miles Teller.
He said it was Takatari's family that leaked that whole thing.
It was his lady. It was on her Instagram.
That's what Zito just said. So I don't know. I don't know how it got out. That is what Zito is alleging, which, by the way...
I looked everywhere. I found it.
Nothing you can do about it if it is. Nope. If it's Bakhtiari, there ain't nothing anybody can do about it either. But you look good in that photo. Everybody looks so happy. Was it a happy vibe down there, or did everybody kind of get the vibe like, oh, there's a lot of shit being talked about us right now everywhere?
Yeah, when I showed up, they were already there, obviously. It had been an eventful Thursday night for them, I guess, with everything that had gone on. They'd all gotten into town, and yeah, I walked into it, and it didn't feel that weird. And when we got to the track, we were in a little different area this year, up top in like our own little box, so it wasn't crazy while we were there.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you guys were in a new place.
All right, AJ.
Air conditioning up there. The significant others were brought. Also, Miles Teller. Did you get any selfies with Miles Teller or Mai Tai? Did you know him going in? How did that all come about?
Miles is the man. We had a great dinner Friday before we left town, and Miles was a very active participant. Me and him going back and forth for a while. Yeah, I played golf with him in Tahoe, and he's been around a decent amount. Yeah, awesome dude. Great actor too.
Miles Teller.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he embodies the character whenever he goes in there. We love Miles Teller. Let's also talk. You know what? While we're at it, Randall Cobb's down there. That's awesome. Atari's down there. Some other guy I've never heard of. But then there was Aaron Rodgers was there. I don't know if you saw that. Aaron Rodgers was there wearing a hat. He looked incredibly happy right behind Shailene Woodley there. He looked a little thin in this particular photo, but I don't know what he normally would look like. How was he doing, AJ? How was Aaron Rodgers, also known as Turd Ferguson, doing through this entire thing, man? That was awesome.
I mean, I think from what I could tell, yeah, he does look a little trimmer than normal. He's definitely a little skinny at the moment. But
is he retiring? He's retiring. He's retiring.
Okay, so that's one thing I absolutely could say. Like, my opinion would be there is a 0% chance Aaron retires.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, we all saw the claw.
Yeah.
It was in the photo.
Claws up.
His opinion is that there's a 0% chance of retirement. Okay, so hey, that's one.
Hold on, no. Did people really think that was a possibility? I don't care.
Oh yeah,
dude. No, but if you actually look at it, Pat, just go back. I know you can't think 5 minutes before what just happened, but you go back and you listen to him speak on like the competitive nature of what football is and what it brings him. You really think that dude's going to walk away from the game?
No, listen, I understand, and believe me, we talked about that as well. But then there was reports allegedly from his team that he is willing to take a hard line on this, whether it's holding out or possibly even retirement, which caused the internet to go completely into a scurry yet again, just like after the day he said he would love to be the Jeopardy full-time host, and he did well in it. So, hey, with your conversations and what you're saying, you know him a lot better than any of us. You're a claw in the photo at the Kentucky Derby. You say 0% chance retirement. Okay, so there's one.
All right, here we go. Okay.
Now,
I'm not and I'm not speaking for him by any means.
Too late, dude. Too late.
I would. Like, okay, Pat, I'm just saying. It never, when I heard that floated out there, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I guarantee you he's not retired.
Okay.
Guarantee.
AJ Hawk's thoughts, all right, after potentially being in the same photo. Did you talk to him at all? And I know this is a away from business trip, right? It's everybody in there. Hey, let's have a good time. Significant others are there. I assume that it had to be addressed, the situation that was happening directly around that little box you guys were in. There was a camera full time on your box. I assume you know that. There was tweets and photos coming out anytime you guys moved. There had to be some sort of conversation about the world, or did you guys say, hey, let's go ahead and disappear from the world here for a little bit and just get blacked out drunk with cigars at the Kentucky Derby? Is that the mindset?
Well, I mean, I was making a 3.5 hour drive home after, so no, I was not having anything to drink, just full tobacco for me.
Okay, so was there conversations had about the world that you guys are currently living in?
Yeah, so of course it was a social trip, and I went there very naive to what was going on around everything. I was. You made sure to remind me that no, this is something's popping off here, something's going on here. I'm like, oh, I thought I was just hanging out. I guess I'm not anymore.
No, yeah. No. By the way, you weren't. And yesterday when I texted you and I said, hey, you're coming on the show, everybody's expecting something from there. He seems Then there's reports coming out. Charles Robinson says, somebody in Aaron Rodgers' camp says that he has said it's either him or Gutekunst. Do you think anybody from his camp would be releasing that?
No, stop you. That's garbage too, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
I definitely do not think that Aaron is out there trying to say fire Goody.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Not retiring, no fire.
Okay, not retiring. He's not out there saying, hey.
And I'm not, like I said, though, for real, I'm not speaking for him. I'm just telling you what my feelings are from being around him.
Yeah, your vibes, which are much better than what anybody else is talking about right now. So this is good. So there's no retirement, loves football. Not saying, do you think there's any chance that maybe they get back good, or does it feel like that is also going to be very difficult as well?
I mean, it seems like it will be difficult for sure. I would never say never with anything. I have no idea what the chances would be, but also I think the front office probably knows, like, hey, this isn't something that just crept up on us and all of a sudden we have issues. I think it's something they know, like, wow, how did we ever let it get this far? And I've said that from both sides. Like, man, it should never have gotten to this point.
Okay, all right. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Okay. And we could do this all day, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I got one as well.
Hold on. What's it about, though? We will talk about it.
It's about, everything going on in the front office between if AJ had any sort of conversation with anyone up there.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
We can hear you.
There was a report about AJ possibly calling the front office, and then the front office, Hawk giving his 2 cents about it.
So AJ's actually potentially.
Did AJ actually talk to Gutekunst? Can I ask
I think
that?
you should. Yeah, okay. I think that's because they're at the end of his last question. I don't know if you heard it. His last answer, he said, I don't think it's good for either side.
Exactly,
almost like he's like, hey, let's put our swords down.
It's almost like he knows what's good for the other side as well.
Yeah, you should ask him.
Will you ask if Aaron would be mad if AJ is friends with Gutekunst?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, that is good. Hey, good luck with this question.
All right, thanks. AJ, there were some people were talking about you possibly, being the voice piece to the front office. Did you have a conversation with anybody up there?
Connor, I have not had any conversations with anyone in Green Bay.
We told you. We knew.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Tony, what do you want me to ask?
No, it's over.
Okay.
What he said in Green Bay, so where maybe Gutekunst wasn't in Green Bay when he called him.
Okay. Was he at the Derby too?
Why would Gunty ever want to speak with me?
Well, because they think maybe you're like let's put our swords down.
All-time leading
Packers, dude. You're the
Do
middleman.
not do that. I am not that guy and never will be that guy. No one should ever call me for that. I am absolutely not the peacemaker.
All right. Hey, I want to let you know, we appreciate you sitting in the fire there for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't care. No, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, also something that I want people to think they should know. Like, it's also not about Jordan Love. It's not about drafting Jordan Love. It's not. That wasn't like a big pivotal moment. I don't think it's that either. It's just things over time. I feel like that probably tiny little things they could have done to make him be like a partner with them, make him feel like, hey, you have some kind of say, or we're going to keep you in the loop. I think they probably failed to do that year after year after year, and it probably just got to this point.
You think by the way, I appreciate you saying that, and that feels like that is coming from a place of truth and reality there. The Jordan Love draft pick, it's not Jordan Love. It is what they chose to do with the draft pick and how they could potentially have continued to build a winner now and everything like that, right? That's kind of the thought. Like Jordan Love.
Sure it's. Yeah, I'm sure it's that, and also not. I don't think he knew they were drafting Jordan Love. Like that, he wasn't privy to that.
By the way, Tampa Bay Buccaneers called Tom at the last pick of the second round. They said, hey, this is what we're thinking, Tom. Is that cool? Tom, by the way, on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, just like Aaron. Andy Dalton's been a Chicago Bear for 4 weeks,
Cup
maybe?
of coffee.
And they called him and said, hey, man, listen, we're drafting Justin Fields. We got to do it. We're so sorry. So you would just think that might be a common courtesy whenever it comes to the quarterback of your fucking team, which is the face of your team, which is everything, let alone if he's Andy Dalton or if he's a Mount Rushmore quarterback like Tom Brady. But I assume that's not the only thing, by the way. That, just like to your point, that is just one thing in a series of events.
There's things that he said, though, publicly, if people would have looked. I think he talked about the receiver, Jake Kumaro, who I actually played with Jake in Cincinnati. He mentioned, they end up cutting Jake right towards the end of training camp, and I guess the day or so before, Aaron talked him up to the media, said how excited he was to have him on the team. He's going to be a great number 3 receiver.
Yeah.
And then he's cut the next day without Aaron's knowledge.
And Buffalo picked him up the day after.
And by the way, if you think about Gumpy, we'll get to you in one second, though. But if you think about Tom, Bruce Arians actually said, I got top 2 guys, but if Tom wants to pick 3 through 5 or whatever, Tom can do whatever he wants when he's talking about wide receivers. Peyton Manning If Peyton Manning didn't want you on the field for a practice, you weren't going to be. If Peyton Manning wanted you on the field, guess what? He's actually getting you your suit to travel in, getting you the seat that you're sitting in, the hotel room you're in, and then on the field, he's actually subbing you in whenever there's things happening. That is a massive deal, I would assume, to a quarterback. So that's just, by the way, that's just another tiny little thing that happens that Aaron goes, well, what the fuck? Everybody else.
In that one, though, Pat, with that one, too, I'm sure it's things like that, like little things over time that build up. But with the Kumaro thing, it wasn't like, hey, oh, this guy was my friend. It was a charity case to have him on the team. Like, no, he was going to throw the ball to this dude. Like, he was counting on him.
Golly.
Well, and then the contract stuff, too, obviously. It's like you just wait and wait and wait and wait, and then this shit comes out. It's like, well, yeah, we'll give him whatever he wants. It's like, well, you pissed him off.
I don't think it's about it. I don't think that's – I'm sure that added to it, but I don't think it's even part of it. I don't think he cares that much about that.
So the money thing is not like a main driver behind any of this, you don't think?
I don't think so, because I think that's something that's more recent. I think the stuff's been building up for a long time.
AJ, I want to let you know we in the sports media world, hey, we appreciate you, dude.
Hey, thank you, AJ.
Turd Ferguson looked good though.
Oh yeah, the hair.
I don't know what that was. I didn't ask. I wasn't there that day. I don't know what that was about. I mean, I know the Turd Ferguson reference, but I'm not sure why he wore that.
It's called comedy, dude. Come on.
Thank you for explaining that to me.
You ever heard of it, AJ?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Jesus.
To AJ's point about Kumaro, apparently Rap Sheet just said the Packers releasing Jake Kumaro was almost immediately after Rodgers praised him, was described as a death knell in the relationship.
When did he release that tweet?
Somebody else tweeted it. That Rap Sheet just said it 9 minutes ago.
Oh, so it was before we said it. It was before we said it.
They fired his quarterback coach, too, who he loved, without talking to him about it.
It does seem like he doesn't get treated like
just little jabs everywhere.
Listen, by the way, there's people who think Aaron is an asshole or whatever. There's people that think that about him. So no matter what he does, how he does, they're going to think that whatever he's doing is an asshole move. But at the quarterback position, let's get his ass to Sunday. Who cares? Especially and that's why all these other GMs and front office people who are either out of the game now or retired or head coaches that are out of the game, they all say, if you listen to them, like, man, if I had Aaron Rodgers, I would be bending over backwards to just make him happy. And it's not like I don't think he's asking for anybody to bend over backwards, but I just think it's a very known thing in high-level football. In the NFL, it's like, yo, let's make the goddamn quarterback happy. If it's a new workout that he wants to do in the weight room, let's do it. Hey, if he wants different food, let's do it. But maybe some other OGs too. But the quarterback position is so vital. And if you got a guy, who cares? Let's just get to Sunday. We got a chance to win every game. It's not like that everywhere.
Well, and that's why, you look around the league, I'm sure Connor would be the first to tell you, you can't let that guy leave the building, because guess what? If he leaves and goes somewhere else next year and wins a Super Bowl in his first year, look at
the Colts.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario, and you can't let it get to that point. It's like, you're still just in a state of shock that it has gotten to that point.
AJ, how much pressure did you feel coming onto the show today?
None. I didn't feel any pressure.
Wow. Ice in his veins.
What pressure do I like? Okay, I just don't understand the pressure I'd be under.
Well, you were in that photo, so everything you say, everybody's like, "Oh, this is Aaron speaking."
The hand thing. I love that's become a thing.
Well, I mean,
What is it, by the way? How'd that start? You just look like a stooge in one photo, and they didn't know, so you just kept doing it?
No, I mean, it goes back years. I think I did it in a picture while we were at the Derby years ago to make fun of somebody, and then I think I told Aaron it was an Illuminati signal, and then I did it for a couple more years, and then I thought it was played out, and then they started asking me to do it, and now they do it. So now it's like I'm forced to do it. He's like, come on, man. I'm like, all right, I thought this was over.
Do you guys just refer to it as the Illuminati?
No, it started first. I was making fun of somebody for having alligator arms, trying to catch a ball, I think. And then it went from there.
You guys are the best.
Awesome.
How everything he does gets talked about, speculated. Everything he does. This is obviously an absolute firestorm because it's him wanting to go somewhere else. I thought early everybody was on Aaron's side. Then the NFL and Gunther Kuntz and them did their best to get their side out. I feel like some Packers fans have gotten upset with Aaron through this entire thing. I want to let you know 28 other teams that are like, come on in, the water is fine. This is a tough thing, I'd assume, for Packers fans to go through, but every other team in the NFL is very excited about the potential here. If he goes to Patrick Mahomes' division, and I'm not saying he will, but Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes 2 times a year is going to be fucking awesome.
Prime time.
That'd be awesome, AJ.
Hey, you know what's funny is I got texts from multiple friends and acquaintances in the league that no GMs, but people that work in front offices that are like, hey, tell Aaron if he wants to come here, he can do whatever the hell he wants. No rule. He can do. He has full say in everything.
I got a couple of those messages as well, and I don't know what the rules are to let him know on who's saying that, but that's why I think it's so fascinating to hear, like bloggers potentially and journalists cover who's feeling what, and then like other NFL people that are in positions that are like, hey, listen,
let him know.
Hey, if he wants a player on the team, we fuck. Whatever he wants. Yeah. Put him at guard if he is. Shit. I'll do whatever the hell he wants. It is so important to have that guy. Now, with these young quarterbacks, AJ, Justin Fields, the Chicago Bears are getting heralded as having an incredible draft this past weekend because they pick up Justin Fields. Some other weapons out there, okay? Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace really going all in, trading some stuff to make a move. The Chicago Bears are only posting Justin Fields all over their Instagram. They're saying, hey, listen, we got a guy. AJ, Justin Fields goes in there and wins, he's a hero forever. If he doesn't, are the Bears fans going to turn on him because of how much hype there is right now?
Oh.
No.
We'll see. Well, no, because if he doesn't play well, then the coaching staff will be fired and he'll get another chance, a fresh start with whoever comes in.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully it's a fresh start.
Is that your dream, Zeke?
Are you hoping Ryan Day gets called from Ohio State?
That's actually a good point. I like that.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Seems like we started
Clip
here.
that.
Yep.
Clip that. Save that for when that happens. I don't know when it will take place, but probably
Next year, this time.
Probably.
What if Justin Fields comes in and balls, though?
He might.
Incredible.
With Aaron getting out of the division potentially, the Chicago Bears being the face of the NFC North.
So we all agree that Justin Fields will start game 1?
Yeah, because I guess now they're saying Andy Dalton is still our starter. I think everything is dependent upon how quickly you learn the offense, which, by the way, if the Dr. Goldman standard test has anything to do with anything, he's going to be able to pick up the offense quickly. Then it's like, at what point do you want to put him in? I'm a big fan, and history has shown us that if a guy sits, he has a much better likely outcome that he's going to do well if he sits and gets a chance to watch a starter not only play, not only practice, but handle themselves in the building and understand what's going on potentially now that you are the quarterback of a team. I like a player sitting and learning at that position. Now, with that being said, I'm also a guy who, if Justin Fields is the fucking guy, put him out there. Andrew Luck is the guy, put him out there. Justin Herbert sat for a little bit, put him out there. It depends on the situation. Situations are situational, but if he could sit behind Andy Dalton and learn a bit and they have success, I think that is best case scenario for everybody.
Don't you think there's a good chance that, I would guess, sitting here right now, that maybe Andy Dalton starts the season, and if Andy can find a way to win and they're playing well, then you keep Andy and you let him sit for a little bit. But if then things start to turn and don't go so well, you can plug Justin Fields in, and you may be able to save yourself a season if you show a bunch of hope with whatever Justin Fields can do if he plays well.
Aside from them calling Andy Dalton to let him know that they're trading to get Justin Fields, and Andy Dalton being like, yeah, don't you worry about that. Andy Dalton might be one of the most perfect now Fitzmagic people say, and there's other OGs or whatever, but Andy Dalton might be a really good guy to learn under. He's seen what it's like in Cincy. He's been to Dallas. Now he's in Chicago. He's won. He's gotten to playoffs with teams that probably shouldn't get to the playoffs. I mean, he is and I don't mean the talent on the roster. I'm talking about the organization in Cincinnati. So it's just, I think he's a really good guy to potentially learn under. It might be best case scenario, but then if he has any struggles at all, there's going to be people calling for Justin Fields immediately.
Wouldn't you think of Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones? And this is big if Jimmy G does end up being on the roster for the Niners at the beginning of the season, that Fields has the best chance of playing before the other two?
So you're taking that's a big shot at Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have that much confidence in
Ricochet, I guess.
But I mean, big shot in Andy Dalton there. What were you going to ask about the confidence in Jimmy G?
Yeah, Diggs must have a bunch of confidence in Jimmy G, right?
Well, the last time he played, he went to Super Bowl, so.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, right? Is he doesn't play all the time.
But now he knows, too. It's either going to make him excel to the next level or it's going to be tough when you know you have that guy sitting right behind you that's ready to become the next franchise QB.
With that face, though, you're always confident. I think he's confident. He's not going to crumble.
You think Jimmy G's very confident?
Yeah.
I would assume as well, by the way.
I do, too. I like Jimmy G. I think he'll play well.
I like Jimmy G as well, and I think he has had a lot of success. But with hearing Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch say, yeah, but when he gets hurt, we suck. I can understand why they brought him in. Trey Lance, the story of Trey Lance is going to be a cool one.
Oh, yeah.
If he goes on to be good, the story that we're going to have to tell is a guy we had never heard of, a guy we had no idea skyrockets up the board, gets picked over the 2 national champion quarterbacks. I mean, it's a wild story there. It is a wild.
And how many games did he play this last season?
One.
Showcase game. And I think he threw the ball like 4 times.
Man.
Crazy.
Wonder what a non-COVID year would have looked like. Would it have been any different?
I think he would have played.
I would have won a national championship.
I mean, the draft. No, I mean, would have changed the draft order.
Maybe at 2.
He might have went at 2, yeah.
Yeah, he might have won higher. Oh, Trey Lance. Zach Wilson. What is going to happen with him?
Man.
Wow. That is a experiment.
If Justin Fields ends up being a guy, too, and Zach Wilson isn't, I mean.
In New York. He sent a little baby plane to pick up Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Really?
I did.
Everybody saw that. Jim Irsay sent a 727 to pick up Quiddy.
They're letting him know, hey, you got to earn this.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, you got to perform first, and then we'll send you the big plane.
I guess.
Wonder if Shad was using the big one.
No, he was there. He met him when he got there. He had his mustache looked perfect. He had some Jaguars sweats.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Trevor Lawrence got off a tiny little plane.
He did look big walking off that plane.
That was a tiny plane.
I mean, it was probably a short trip.
True.
Why waste the big one?
Why not?
Because he's the face of your franchise.
Why not? It's a short.
Maybe. I bet you Trevor Lawrence is such a good guy. He's like, you know what? That's worse for the environment. Send the small jet.
Yes, they're both. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right, let's get to a break. Okay.
He seems like that good of a guy.
I agree. By the way, I completely agree. They sent the same for Urban.
Yeah.
Whenever he flew down there.
Same thing. Urban had the same reasons. No, keep the big one down. I want to save the ozone.
You've seen the boats I'm on in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
Right? We don't even wear clothes out there because it might be more.
Speedos only.
4 minutes, we're back. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Jesus. They want to play for the Yankees one day, the people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
Let's get iced, it feels like. I mean, let's start the day, I guess.
What the fuck you get
It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's
fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fuck the hit?
No.
It feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night? I started hitting 2 days ago.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight. You should be good.
Is that me in the game there? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
son of a
at
bitch! That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep, and it is off the wall. Field it up.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw.
Get back!
First.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. And he tosses him the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Down to the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, right at Pat. Hit out.
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
And that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey, what was that?
And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Looked off speed.
What was that?
Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at-bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker.
Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one. So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you. Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
All right. Number one, right fielder, Pat McAfee.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is the duck and duck thing. Let's go!
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Shady Rays never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, so they set out to change it. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company, so they do things their way.
Yeah.
Something that is very rare in that industry.
Yeah, it is.
That's right. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades at a fraction of the price of the big name brands.
Wow.
Stop overpaying for sunglasses that you're too afraid to get dirty. Save your dollars and gain peace of mind with the best and most affordable shades for the outdoors. Yeah. The best part about Shady Rays? They have the craziest warranty in all of eyewear.
Really?
Lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your shades on day one, they told us that they will send you a brand new pair.
Dance with me.
No questions asked.
Okay.
Dropped in the lake, ocean, anything, they'll replace them. Every pair of Shady Rays is guaranteed for life, so take on your next adventure with the team that has your back.
Bingo.
Shady Rays also provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed and have donated over 15 million meals to date.
Wow. Good
Look
people.
At these glasses, by the way.
Incredible.
Hey, these aren't. Hey, this isn't Tommy B and Christopher Cluse. No, these are Shady Rays glasses. Look how thick they are.
Wow. Those look amazing.
Hey, Shady Rays, I'm going to say, Shady Rays, we had a chance to experience their kind of birth, I think, a few years ago, their first line.
Yeah.
They have made some renovations too.
Yeah. Oh, they're leveling up.
Wow.
Change the way you wear sunglasses and give Shady Rays a risk-free shot. Exclusively for our viewers, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use code McAfee for 50% off.
50?
50% off for 2 or more pairs at ShadyRays.com. It's a BOGO, boys. Buy one, get one free. That means you can get 2 pairs for $48. McAfee for 50% off.
Dance with me.
Great work, dude.
Thank you, Shady Rays.
Thank
you, Shady Rays.
These glasses are fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I have a massive head. Everybody knows that, okay? The brain, 3 sizes too large. No, it's a huge cranium, okay? Always has been this way. Sunglasses are very difficult. And to be honest, the first batch of Shady Rays did not fit my head.
Work.
No.
They did not fit my head. This new batch, though, they said, hey, we got you. We got you. And I don't know if you know, I was going, it's not moving.
They're staying right
not
there.
moving. Dance with me.
Good for the jet ski.
Great for the jet ski.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, if you lose them while you're jet skiing,
Doesn't
guess
matter.
what? Best warranty in sports.
Brand new pair.
Join us now, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
Go, AJ. AJ, you see these things? You and I have talked about this before with our heads being too large. They don't fit. Look at these sons of bitches here. Whew.
I know. Hey, is CFO Phil watching or whoever needs to? I'd like a couple pair of them. Can they send them?
They did. They sent a bunch. We can send them over too. Or we could just get a whole nother batch, I guess, sent to you. Yeah. Hey, and guess what? They're pretty, can't see the old eyeballs. What has that kid been up to? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it.
That was one of my favorite ad reads with Connor, who is a very proficient reader. That was unbelievable work by you, but then when they would cut to you just sitting there, just vibing, just feeling it.
I was feeling it. It was feeling good. It's hard not to feel good when you got these goddamn Shady Rays glasses on. Welcome back to the show. A lot of people talking about what you were talking about with Aaron Rodgers, AJ Hawk. A lot of people talking that you actually said there's no chance of him retiring. That is hitting, obviously.
Is somebody having a birthday? A party hat for the birthday boy.
From memory.
Thank you.
It's a climb. It goes with your hair.
Shake his hand, pal.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Hey, give him a hug, sir.
I'm a Viking. I'm a Viking. Thank you. What's your name?
Bongo.
Bongo. Hey, I hit the bongo too, pal. What do you do? Any tricks, or you're just a balloon?
I have a special message for you.
Okay.
Let it out.
Happy birthday to you.
Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. All right.
Happy birthday.
Oh shit! Bongo! Bongo!
Happy.
Oh, bongo!
Who was this? Thank you.
Social distancing.
Thank you, Bongo. Thank you.
Now you give him a hug. He's tested. Give him a hug, sir.
Thank you, Bongo.
Bongo.
Thank you, Bongo. Go ahead and put it on the hat there. Yep. Thanks. Thank you, Bongo.
Thank you, Bongo.
All right, who did it? Who?
Hey, don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Hands up. Hands up.
Who did it? AJ. Was that you?
Happy birthday, bud.
No, I hate you.
That was not me.
I hate
not
you.
me. Trust me. Not me, I promise.
I couldn't even pronounce my name right.
Yeah.
Bongo. Fucking clown. By the way, I thought it was potentially a rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first.
Big Trick Energy coming back.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Literally, that's as soon as I saw it, I was like, because I saw the jawline, I was like, is that?
That's the rabbit.
Is that the rabbit?
Shit, the rabbit.
By the way, the rabbit.
All timer.
I died because who was in the rabbit? If the person in the rabbit was that clown right there. Oh my God! Thank you to whoever sent that to me and had him pronounce my name wrong.
Thank you. Did he say McAfee or what?
Yeah,
McAfee. Yeah, he did.
I got to deal with this clown blowing COVID through my fucking hair.
Good Lord.
And then he's going to pronounce my name wrong. Thanks for that. It was probably Billy Tubes, huh?
It might have been Billy.
I mean, I don't know. Someone back there, could step up and declare.
Hey, didn't John Wayne Gacy was in the clown, so it was definitely Billy too.
Bongo did not deserve what you just did to him.
No.
Bongo. He had a pretty good voice, huh?
Yeah.
That was good. Carried that.
The horn was
was fucking Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
It needed some WD-40.
I think Bongo can hear this right outside.
Well, if he's Bongo, get a new horn, dude.
I was paying. How much we pay? We don't know if he can afford a new goddamn horn. We do not. If that's Billy Tubes, Bongo's not getting a tip for what he did either.
Well, you should have seen the car he came in.
Oh, so this was Zito.
No,
not me.
car? Not me.
The clown?
Supposedly it was a clown car that came in the front.
Oh,
if he came in a car, sell the damn car for a new horn then. God damn it.
The performance is more vital than the transportation,
That's
but
right.
a clown car is pretty important as well. Big thank you to whoever did that. I appreciate it. The birthday was yesterday, and he said my name wrong, so. I mean, you gotta, thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Like, what is that? $50? $100? How much does that cost?
Nah, Bongo ain't getting out of bed for less than $250.
Probably right.
Look at that. I mean, that's an impressive little
Good fucking guy.
Good boa.
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm sure Bongo's a nice guy, but
great
ever since
guy.
that John Wayne Gacy doc.
Yeah.
I've always been scared of clowns.
Look
I'll
out
be
for
honest.
these
A few years
clowns.
ago when clowns were just hanging out in the woods with knives.
Yeah, let's not bring that back.
Well, Waterloo, Iowa, okay,
That's right.
got ruined because John Wayne Gacy, and I do believe clowning as a whole also got. That's what it's called.
Yeah, clowning.
John Wayne Gacy said, the word clowning's kind of got run through the mud or whatever. It's like, well, one clown had 32 bodies below his house.
Yeah.
He was clowning around too.
He was
much.
clowning around. Did we take a break? We did.
We did, yes.
Why'd you send that clown?
Just the logistics of trying to do that, I would never be able to from here. It has to be an inside job. Someone's in there.
What if that was like Tim McAfee?
Jeez.
Oh,
Ben.
maybe.
Maybe Bron got so doped up that he.
Yeah, you guys are all up in Michigan.
Oh, we should get a clown.
And by the way, you saw the name Bongo. Oh, Bongo.
Was it Mitt then?
Oh, this is Mitt, potentially. Let's get some phone calls. Let's go to Scott in Atlanta. What's going on, Scott?
Hey, what's up, Pat?
Hey, just hanging out, man. If it was somebody from Atlanta that scheduled that clown, it would be Snow Go.
Yeah, I was going to say you get a bag of blow
Bag of
coming with
blows
it.
running there, Atlanta. I don't know if that's how Atlanta wants to be marketed, but Scott, what do you want to talk about, pal?
Yeah, so I also got to say that if anybody was coming from Atlanta, I don't think they'd be able to get out of here. We're getting pissed on right now.
Whoa.
Oh, you're talking about storms? Yeah, it's raining up here, too. Not actually.
Someone did say there was a tornado warning in Atlanta this morning.
And Charlotte.
Oh, really? Hey, T's and P's down there. I did not know that was happening. That is a scary feeling. I had never felt it growing up till I got to Indiana. And you're just looking at the sky, hoping it's not you. There's literally nothing else you can do down there. T's and P's to everybody who's potentially in the tornado's path at this point. Is that you, Scott?
Yeah, it passed by me this morning. I mean,
Say hello,
it sounded like Zeus was slamming some Taco Bell earlier or something because it was just rumbling, stumbling. But we're making it through.
What do you want to talk about?
All right, so I'm a bit worried about Mac Jones going to the Patriots because since Adam Gase was fired from coaching the Jets, the only job that we've potentially heard he's up for in the future is as the Patriots QB coach. Pat's QB coach this past season left the coach at Arizona, and we have no coach announced for that spot yet.
Wow.
And the only name mentioned for that spot so far has been Gase's offensive assistant. So, ipso facto, same deal. I'm not sure if Mac was right to move or not yet. We'll see, I guess.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Go on with your point, AJ. His son, Bongo, does tie a good balloon.
Wait, so the caller was worried that Mac Jones doesn't have a quarterback coach in place, but don't you think Josh McDaniels is going to kind of take him under his wing early on?
And Ernie's playing one more year, right?
Yeah. Last one.
He was worried that Gase may end up being the quarterback coach.
If Gase does, though, like if Gase goes to and coaches with Belichick, guess what? He's going to revive his career and he's going to be a head coach in like 2 more years.
Bingo. Just like what they do down in Alabama.
Yeah.
It was great to see the greatest fourth quarter coach of all time back as a special assistant to Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And have to give the okay that he was on board. Bill actually goes, Matt, you okay with this? Matt goes, yep.
And he was.
I've seen good quarterbacks. Remember Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford. You guys have stinky ones up here.
Well,
That is what he said.
you never know.
Why are you taking it apart, man? That was a gift.
What's that, bub?
Why are you taking that apart? It's a gift from Bongo.
Yeah, but I know how to make a camel. Oh. You know what I mean? It would be a cool thing for me to.
To be completely honest, I didn't know that you could take apart balloon.
Trying to. That's what. See
Change
what
the
I'm trying to do
game
here.
here.
Just trying to let everybody know what you can do with said thing whenever you get it. You can take
Once
that
those
some
things were
bitch.
tied, they were fucking tied.
No. The good news about these balloons is they're actually
flexible.
You know, they move.
Pliable.
Stretch.
Yeah, you have good
Malleable.
TB12. These
Yeah.
balloons. Rolls on. Who was it? Who did
I
it?
think we shouldn't, Pat, let's not get too excited until you actually have a finished product and there is a camel that we can see.
I mean, I've already taken away a goddamn Viking. King.
Yeah,
Whatever.
It feels like
I
he's
didn't think
challenging
you get that
you.
far.
Did you not see this?
Can't wait. Can't wait to see the final product, bud.
The camel?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Call me Thursday when it's done.
Maybe by then you'll have some fucking answers on what Aaron's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah,
that'll-
that's me. I'm that guy. I'm here for you.
Anyways, before Bongo got involved in our entire show, a lot of people are reacting to your reactions to the weekend. And I just want to make one more thing, clear or not. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be a Green Bay Packer or what?
Come on, AJ.
Here we go. Is he going? What do you? Well, how's this thing end? When's it end? Does it end? Is it going to end?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody involved has any clue. I honestly don't. I don't know what needs to be done to mend any kind of things happening. But yeah, right now it's not looking good. It's an uphill battle, definitely for Green Bay, I think, to try to get him back.
But what's your sense? What's your sense of what's going on here?
Yeah, what's your Hawkeye feeling?
Yeah,
Oh, you know what I mean? Your Hawkeye.
My sense is that I like LaFleur. Didn't LaFleur even say, like, I don't even want to take my mind there? What it would be like if Aaron's not here?
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at, where I'm like, no. I know firsthand how unbelievable this dude is. I cannot imagine him not being in Green Bay. But right now, it's all up in the air. Honestly, I have no clue.
Yeah, but when you just said it there, you didn't look nearly as sad as LaFleur did. So we should definitely dive into those a little bit more and everything like that.
I have a lot more power in the decision than LaFleur has right now, don't I?
Well, you might. That's, I mean.
Well, so that might be a part of the problem. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That might be a part of the problem, maybe. What's that?
What? What's the problem?
Well, remember, LaFleur even went to bat, I guess, for Will Fuller in the middle of the year last year during trade, and that just kind of got pushed aside. So you saying that you have, as a joke, you said, I got more power in this thing than LaFleur does, as a joke. That might be true.
You might.
You actually might, because remember, there was that thing going around that Gutekunst called AJ and said, how do we make this thing right? So
that was not going around ever. That was going around from you.
No. That was reported.
AJ's not as bum as LaFleur, because he knows if Rodgers goes to the Las Vegas Raiders, he'll get on every tour bus in America.
Oh, you're 100% right, huh? You're 100%
The connections for Hawk will only skyrocket.
Yep, you're right.
Tour bus for like musical acts.
Yeah, because whenever Brett Michaels came to see Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and then you ended up on the tour bus.
Yeah, he said, "Where's AJ
with
Hawk?"
the Affliction T-shirt.
How'd you guys? Sounds like you guys were in the room.
Hey,
Here we go, AJ. Here we go.
Jesus. Did you guys do that? Did you do any songwriting on the bus?
No, I have not dabbled in any songs.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
Who had longer hair?
That is so amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you get the sense his hair was real there?
I was going to ask the same question.
It seemed real to me. Yeah.
Well, it's still real to me, damn it.
That's part of it. I didn't touch it or anything, but yeah.
All right, let's get to some phones here. Let's go to Dustin in Montana. What's going on, Dustin?
Not much, man. Broncos country out here, and on behalf of all of Broncos country, I'd like to, in 1 month's time, welcome Aaron Rodgers, the greatest sporting franchise ever created.
There we go. Congrats, Aaron. Way to go. Do you have any inside information?
Same quarterback.
Do you know any insider information, Dustin, on that's going to happen?
John Elway just got it done once with your man Peyton. Got to have faith he's going to do it twice.
Gave him the keys. Just gave Peyton the keys. Said, do whatever you want to do. I don't know. That's going to have to be a big move, and the Packers are going to have to agree to it. It is the conversation right now, though, and I feel so bad for those kids that got drafted. Those young men that got their dreams made. And the only thing anybody's talking about is Turd Ferguson. Him wearing Turd Ferguson in that interview, AJ. One of my favorite moves, just with everything that's going on. He knew as soon as he pops onto that thing, there's going to be a screenshot of it. And just knowing, everybody's going to zoom in on this. Fucking beautiful.
Well played.
It is absolutely beautiful, AJ.
Yeah, just like a lot of things, like you do stuff to entertain yourself. And it seems like that. I have no idea what this is about or who made this for him, but yeah, he wore it, and he's obviously just having fun.
Let's go to Andrew in Florida. What's going on, Andrew? Down here in Florida.
Boys, AJ, how the hell are we doing on this marvelous Overreaction Monday?
Oh, okay. We're feeling magnificent, pal. What do you want to talk about?
Absolutely magnificent. I just want to talk about how Jason Light is the absolute greatest drafter that I can think of in recent memory. I mean, you look at who he's picked up, Tristan Wirfs last year, unbelievable.
Very good.
And picking up Kyle Trask in the second round for a steal. I mean, he's just killing it.
Absolute steal. You're right, Andrew. Bongo's fucking got a complicated system.
I was going to say, that thing
Bongo's got a complicated system up here in the front. I can't figure out which one's going which way. It's going to be tough to make the camera if I can't figure it out. I do have the old unicorn going right now.
Oh, nice.
Triceratops.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like a racehorse.
Put that around your waist.
Talking about big old dick. Look, it looks like a goose right now. Look, I just made a goose.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible.
You see, there's the feathers in the back right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's an angry goose. Oh, no.
Jeez.
All right. Who did bongo? Who did bongo?
Don't look at me.
Nope.
Gumpy, it was you.
Why would it be me?
No, Gumpy did it.
I think you need like a passport and stuff like that to hire a clown.
You can't
just get bongo.
All right, let's go. Peter in Connecticut. Jesus, what's going on, Peter?
Pat, gentlemen, how goes the battles?
Hey, not too shabby, pal. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen,
Great.
you can't have a better U.S. than this. You my heart for the Pittsburgh River.
Yeah, I agree. Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I think he said Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That team, great at soccer, AJ. You wouldn't be able to fucking stand a chance against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, AJ Hawk.
I don't know. I think I might do all right.
Right. CJ in Washington, what's going on, dude?
Pat and the boys, AJ, how's it going?
Not too shabby, CJ. What do you want to talk about?
All right, here we go. Is Gunther Kuntz and LaFleur the next Belichick in the sense that they're getting ready to do a Spike Bowl?
Oh.
Or are we on Aaron Rodgers' side saying, hey, you know what? I'm a Packer fan. Fuck Green Bay right now. I want Aaron to be successful as a human being because of what this show has made him out to be.
Very nice to CJ think that. Yeah. What if they do go on to win a Spike Bowl just like Tom and Bill did after the alleged Jimmy G, Tom Brady situation that happened behind closed doors? Because Tom won the MVP then, right? Tom won the MVP
in
that year?
2017.
Yeah, so that kind of threw a wrench in the entire, we're going to trade him, we're going to use Jimmy G, just like we've done with everybody else. Then that allegedly explodes behind closed doors. They go on to have a spite Super Bowl together, and then Tom ends up leaving. Seems like that is setting up to do the exact thing right now over there in Green Bay. Whatever the case, if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, you don't care if it's a spite Super Bowl. You don't care what it is as long as you win a Super Bowl. But it feels like the Aaron, Tom, Peyton Manning situation at the end is very similar here. It's going to be fascinating to see how this plans out, AJ.
Well, don't you think if you are a Packers fan, you have to hope and pray that they can get a spite Super Bowl, because the only way they have a chance of winning the Super Bowl is if Aaron Rodgers is back on the roster.
Bingo.
I should say if he shows up.
You guys don't know. Jordan Love.
Okay.
Taking massive
It's nothing
leaps.
against him, though.
Yeah,
They don't-
it's nothing against him.
Think about it, though.
He ain't
The Packers
fucking
are in a good
Rodgers.
spot. Nobody is. Nobody's Aaron, but they don't. I don't think they know what they have in Jordan Love. I mean, he wasn't even the backup last year. So how many reps could he get?
I'm just telling you, this is what some people would say. To be honest, we don't know. We don't want the headache anymore. We don't want to get. We'll move on. Jordan Love. We'll probably be able to get 3 1s out of this if we really want or whatever. There's some people that are probably saying that. You people are stupid. Those people need to realize you need to keep old 12 on that roster for at least another 8 years, which he probably has in there. They just, I feel like places get spoiled with things, and they just don't even realize what hell looks like. And then you ask the people in Detroit and Cleveland, they're like, don't do what you're doing, okay? Don't continue to do what you're doing. This is going to get bad. This could get bad. And it's like Ty might be staring down being the owner of a team that's just miserable for a while. If this whole thing blows up, which we're not sure it will.
Ask Patriots fans.
Well, like you said, unless they think Jordan Love is going to win the MVP next year, unless he can just slide in and win the MVP next year, then there is no reason to get rid of Rodgers and ride with him.
I enjoy playing for the now, but Green Bay's always been an organization that looks at the future.
That's right.
Foreseeable future, They said Aaron's here for the foreseeable future. Then they said we're not trading the guy. Then there's people saying, well, he's not playing, and there's this. It's all going to continue to boil as we continue to roll here. Did you see Michael Vick run a 4.72 this past weekend for the Run Rich Run? Unbelievable, AJ. What would you run right now? 6, 7 flat, maybe?
Well, we had a family knockout game going yesterday with like 8, 10 of us, and I tell you what, I mean, I was playing hard, but it was very painful.
Who won?
Oh, I won a few times. My 8-year-old won a few times. Both my brothers each won. Like, Pistol did not win, unfortunately. He stepped in a little bit, hindered him a little bit, but he didn't win.
So when were you down there? When did you come back from the Derby?
I got there at 4 a.m. After the show on Thursday night, so Friday morning, and we left at about 9 p.m. Friday night and got home at 1.
What the hell?
Were people still up when you got there?
Surprisingly, when we rolled in at 3:30, that a good chunk of the guys were still up late and hanging out.
Oh, they were having a good time.
Yeah.
Imagine the conversations that were having there. They were probably going to get leaked, I assume, at some point.
They're on Cali Town, too.
Yeah, well, Miles Teller's from Philly. I mean, Miles Teller's from Philly.
Miles was up. Miles was ready to go. I was like, sorry, but I got to go to bed, man. It's like 4 almost.
Oh, so Miles Teller has a good time.
Miles, yes. Miles, he's one of us. He would do. I'm actually going to send him a text. You want him to come? We should have him call into the show sometime.
If Miles Teller come on his show, I'd be thankful for it.
Yeah.
Look at you being
he's
a
big Philly fan. He was getting mad because he's a big Philly fan. I was like, oh, Eagles are garbage. They're going to be so terrible. And then he would come back. He's like, wait, are you serious? Do you really think they're going to be that bad?
Get all emotional. Hey, Devontae Smith, I like that.
Good pick.
Not everybody in their front office was excited about it, though. There was a big fist bump blow-off situation. Fuck you from an old guy. He's about done with it. I assume he's not going to be a part of the Eagles organization for much longer.
No.
After that whole thing. The draft is fascinating. All these kids could stink. They could all be great. Can't wait to watch and find out. Aaron Rodgers news is not going to stop until it all stops, whenever that's going to be. And then we'll take some phone calls and wrap this whole thing up. Jim Irsay will be in the third hour. Talking about the kicking the stigma. I don't know what the proper campaign is about, people not feeling as if they're accepted because they're going through something mental health wise. Can't wait to chat with him about that. I believe he has a massive council that's going on. Carson Daly's a part of it. They're running that whole thing starting tonight. Cannot wait to chat with him on the other side of this break. It's the Pat McAfee Show. Hour 2 is over. Hour 3 and 6. We'll see you then.
Lakers, welcome to the Blender, the home of a team and a fan base on a playoff push the likes the world has never seen before. Crescent City, get on your feet for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Sprite, an incredibly refreshing drink. Starting at forward was the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Now he's an NBA All-Star, Brandon Ingram. At forward, this man has been dunking on little white kids on the internet for 10 years. The incomparable, unstoppable 6'6" phenom, Zion Williamson. At center, standing at 8 feet tall, from Georgia Tech, number 22, Derek Favors. This man's family had a reality show in Lithuania. He was born and raised in LA, but he found his J in the N-O. Lonzo Ball. And the OG of the roster. On the court, he's a monster. Braids hanging, shots banging. It's not Drew, it's Drew Holiday. Let's get this done. Thank you very much. Go Pelicans.
Tired of me right now.
That's how you play basketball. from the Red Panda. Up we go. Yes! 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 Red Panda!
What a legendary moment.
You're a legend. It's an honor. Right, so mission accomplished, right? Come down, intro some players, throw some balls to Red Panda, fly back to Indianapolis. Success story, Foxy. What a fucking night.
I actually would have made more money the day I signed than my whole contract with Indy.
Oh, dude. Why did you decide to turn down a lot of money to come back to Indianapolis for the year?
True story, no bull. I prayed about it. By 3 o'clock, I'm signing somewhere. And then 2:55, I got on the phone with Chris. Like, are we going to get this done? Like, how can we get this done? He came up with a number, and I'm like, all right, it's all right. Well, I guess it's meant for me to go to this next team. As soon as I closed his message, Irsay texted me. I said, there go my sign right there. When he texted me, that's when we got it done. When he texted me, we got it done. Hey, did you see my eyes tweet yesterday?
Yeah, is that when you got the text from Irsay?
No, that was the text that I was almost gone.
Yeah, where were you going to go?
Hey.
Baltimore. You don't have to tell us, obviously, but I do believe Baltimore was in on something. Yeah. And then also the quarterback.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Got the waggle waggle.
You know what it is? Doesn't matter where you be. You know, you could be doing something that goes a little bit like this. Do the waggle wag, do the waggle wag, do the waggle wag. What they do the waggle wag? Wait, do the waggle wag. What you do the waggle wag? Where do the waggle wag? Where do the waggle wag?
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. AJ Hawk sitting next to me, obviously legendary Green Bay Packer and friend of Aaron Rodgers. Last hour, a lot of the things he said have started circulating the internet about his friend and Kentucky Derby compadre, Aaron Rodgers. AJ, a lot of people saying thanks for coming out and speaking the truth.
Thank you, AJ.
That's what they're saying, AJ. They're saying thank you, AJ, for coming out and speaking some sense into this whole thing, because there's sources coming from everywhere on this story, AJ. Sources everywhere, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm not proclaiming like I know everything and I know what's happening. Like I'm as confused as everybody else, I think.
Okay, but
with that being said,
but not as confused as a lot, I think.
Yeah,
maybe, and in some ways, maybe still very confused because like I said, I have no idea how this ends up. I don't know what the conclusion is.
Turd Ferguson and AJ Hawk this weekend did chat, but not enough for you to know what the end of this whole thing is. I respect it. I appreciate it. AJ, thank you for your information.
Thank you.
As an entire sports media, we appreciate you. It's going to be talked about tomorrow. It's going to be talked about forever. And I think the thing about that type of situation is no matter how this ends, it's going to end wrong for somebody. He goes somewhere else, he gets traded away, and they're like, well, he kind of forced their cards. He wins and has a good time somewhere else. It's not even going to be remembered about how it happened. It's just going to remember when the Green Bay Packers messed that entire thing up there. And if he stays, it's like, well, remember they were able to reconcile.
Yep.
It's a wild wild, fascinating world in the NFL, especially whenever you're talking about a Mount Rushmore-like quarterback. Joining us now is a man who has had a few of those work for him. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts and the founder of Kicking the Stigma, a campaign that hopes to make mental health illness a lot more respected and appreciated as opposed to something that's kind of cast down upon. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Irsay. How are you, boss?
Hey, what's going on, Patrick?
I don't know if you know
that's belated birthday.
Oh, thank you, boss. I appreciate that. AJ Hawk is here as well, legendary Green Bay Packer. He's sitting on the other side there.
How you doing, Mr. Irsay? Thank you for coming on.
I love guys who got after guys on that football field, particularly up in Green Bay. That's some classic football gridiron there.
Hey, Jim, I think that's what people don't fully understand about you. And we'll talk about Kicking the Stigma, which begins this evening, by the way. Very cool that you're getting involved in that. I'm thankful, especially with where we are in the world, we need that. But I don't think people understand. You're a football guy. Like, you are a football guy. You played. You've been in the equipment room. You tell that story. The coaching, the general manager, I think in your 30s, the owner. You love football. I don't think that ever gets talked about enough, your depth knowledge. Have you been involved with Chris Ballard with decision-making and stuff like that? And how much of an input do you have on the team in decisions that are made?
Well, it's a blessing to start from 11 years old, getting paid $5 a week, picking up jock straps in the locker room to do every job in the organization, and general manager at 24 and owner at 35. It's come fast, but I've really enjoyed getting to know every role in the organization. So when it comes to Chris Ballard, I really try to do anything I can to help him at main times when decisions are about to be made. Has he thought everything through? Has he really looked at everything? But in the end, I also respect that it's got to be his call because he's the one who's the expert and has done all the work.
Mr. Irsay, what was it like being 35 years old and owning an NFL team?
Well, I tell you, it all has come on quickly. I think I addressed the team first time when I was 16 years old in Detroit and in the old Silverdome when my dad fired another coach in preseason. So it was interesting growing up with him, and he had great intentions and he wanted to win. It just didn't turn out that way all the time. But it was really a blessing to start that young. But you looked at people like Pete Rozelle, who was commissioner at 33, George Halas, who was player, owner, coach in his 20s. So I looked at it as a challenge, and I've always liked challenges.
Jim, Mr. Irsay, sorry, I am nowhere near at the level to call you Jim, so I apologize.
No, my friends call me Jim. You can call me Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy from the Colts. Jimmy from the Colts.
That's a line from Stripes, brother. Don't you remember?
brother. I'm sorry, Jim. Whenever you get a team at the age of 35 and you kind of grow up in it, I assume the plan all along was for the NFL to be the biggest league in the world. Right now, you guys just got out of signing an 11-year, $110 billion rights deal that I think is changing daily now that Amazon is taking over Thursday Night Football next year as opposed to in 2023. What do you think it was? Is it the game? Is it the coverage of the game? At what point, since you've been around for so long, do you think really the NFL and football blew up? It's massive. Ratings are going down everywhere. The NFL continues to go up. At what point did you kind of realize that, and where do you guys try to go from here?
Well, you're right, Pat. It really, in most classes you take in economics and business management, the first rule of thumb is diversification and be concerned about how much you have invested in one area in case that doesn't go well. But with the NFL, ever since the Colts-Giants game and 58-59, when TV became a big factor. Pete Rozelle became commissioner in 1960. Television just went hand in hand with the NFL to really make us the premier league in the world. And so it's been remarkable to see through the decades, through the 70s and 80s and 90s and there beyond, where you're in the room and a new TV contract comes in or new developments come in. So it's been really a blessing. But one thing you're taught by the guys who founded the game is take care of the game. Don't reach for every dollar you can. Protect the game. Make sure that the game is being treated the right way and the fans are, because really that's all you have in the end. And it just happens to be the greatest game for television, for the lack of a better word. And that's really helped our growth.
What is it like when you get together with the other owners? I just wonder if you have like this healthy competitive attitude with them, and when you're making moves, and you guys bring in Carson Wentz and you do all this, are you thinking like, hey, I'm gonna beat my buddy who owns this team or that team? Like, do you think about that?
Well, it's interesting, AJ. It was so fun to be around the other owners in the 70s and 80s and be in owners meetings throughout the 80s. It was a colorful crew. I mean, guys would come in, leave the bar, a few of them after a few martinis, and it would get very, very interesting and heated sometimes in those old owners meetings. And I just remember the Jack Ken Cooks and Joe Robbies and so many guys before me. And I just observed them as a young man. And you learn from them. I remember when I was 23 years old and Jack Ken Cook pulled me aside and he said, son, just remember it's not always what you earn, it's what you don't lose. And that always, stayed with me. Little nuggets of wisdom that they pass on through the years. And I was so blessed because George Halas was at my wedding. I mean, that would be like Biden saying, well, George Washington was at my I mean, here I am walking down the aisle and the founder of the league, who was in that Humpmobile showroom in 1920, was at my wedding in a wheelchair. My dad was good friends with them. So it was such a privilege to know these greats. I remember Art Rooney Sr. Gave me a cigar at a meeting in Palm Springs in 1981. And to see these legends that were still alive was such a blessing for me. This being my 50th year this year.
Hey, let's go! Congrats on 50 good ones, boss. Man, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you, Pat.
No problem. Okay, boss, whenever you become, the owner of a team in your 30s, and for you, I mean, you used to move weight too. I mean, you used to move weight. You love music. You're an incredible musician and lover of the friends that you have made over this life. I assume that is something you have to be absolutely mythified by, because whenever you and I chatted, whenever I was going to retire, you dropped so much knowledge on me in this hour and a half, and you were quoting people that you were friends with. My old friend, blah, blah, insert name of Beatles here. And then another member is like that. Who has been somebody that has been very important that is not from the sports world that you rely heavily upon, maybe in decision making and kind of through life and everything like that?
Well, it's interesting. I picked up things from everyone, even nemesises or maybe adversaries, if you will, that I didn't agree with 95% of the time. But if they had some wisdom in that 5% of the time, I'm stealing that. Plagiarism is the way to success. You look at how other people do it. You take a little bit of it, stash it in your back pocket, and you keep going. And so it's amazing. So many people had such an influence on me. I mean, Al Davis had a huge influence on me. He was so brilliant, but there he was suing his partners. So there was this dynamic that kind of I was torn with, because it's difficult when you have that dynamic and see what happened in the 80s and what it did to Rozelle and those things. But Al was brilliant. Tex Schramm, Paul Brown, to have a chance to talk football with Paul Brown, the guy who really invented classroom teaching in football. It's just incredible to have had to be around those guys, Don Shula. And it's such a privilege to have known and worked with those guys at a young age. And so, when you become owner, it's a interesting thing, because a lot of people wonder, because my dad, we were arguing about a raise, I think, for myself at the time that he got sick and passed away. And I had a bloated visa bill and a house payment and everything. And then, so I went from, that to owner. And everyone wonders, what's it like when you have billions of dollars and you don't go in your basement. There's not like gold bullion sitting there. It's just like you call this person and you say, will you transfer, $80 million? Okay. And then on your screen, it disappears. You never see the money. I don't even know it's there. People think, that you have some big train of, gold somewhere. It's like, no, it's just, they tell me it's there. So they said I can go pick up that plane. So
Hey, boss, my favorite time, and I don't know if you're still doing it or not. I haven't seen you out and about at any events because I haven't gone or whatever, but there came a time where every time you went in public, you were just handing out hundreds to people. It was electric. I loved everything about it. You come to training camp, we'd have, Boss's golf cart would show up, and there would be an instant buzz around the entire city of Anderson. They're like, Irsay's here, Boss Man's here, and everybody knew exactly what that meant. Okay, he's about to give out probably maybe $30,000 tonight, just hundreds to everybody. You've always been so gracious with your money. Now, obviously, you feel as if you have to because of the blessings you receive, but you've always been very, very giving with your money. That's a very cool thing, and I don't think a lot of people who sit in your seat act that way. So I've always been very grateful for the way you act.
Well, thanks, Pat. For me, my grandparents came across Ellis Island with just the shirt on their back. Poor immigrants with nothing. My grandmother raised 5 kids in the inner city of Chicago, and she was a maid and couldn't even speak English, immigrant from Poland. And so I've learned that I know what it's like being without. I remember working construction in Chicago, doing demolition, and my dad got me a fake union card, and he said, you're going to work this summer, you're going to work in the city demolition. So I'd be there, in my hard hat, half an hour for lunch, and I wish I would have came by and given me $100. I needed it, and so like with housekeeping, for instance, I always, first of all, leave several $100s for housekeepers every time on the pillow, but more importantly, write a note to say, I see you, God sees the work you do, your hard labors do not go without being recognized, and thank you for making this world and this country what it is, because that's the backbone of what we are.
Yeah.
And you have to get them one at a time and try to help anything in any way you can, one at a time. And a lot of times, I've shut down a lot of Girl Scout, donation things by the side of the road, hey, here's $2,000. We're going home,
That's awesome.
Everyone should all the Girl Scouts just set up on the path from your house to the facility. They just want to make sure they catch you.
Way more than $2,000 to watch the smiles of them dancing in the parking lot saying, we're going home now. We got our quota for the next year. So it's a lot of fun.
What are you doing?
And
so I know tonight.
Just treat others like you want to be treated. And we all play that role in life where sometimes we're the pauper, sometimes we have, ripped pants and dirt on us and we're working hard. Other times we're in a position of kingsmanship or something. And I don't take either role very seriously. I mean, for me, it's dust to dust, and I'm humble with all the blessings God's given me, because I know, in my mind, the term self-made man is a very spiritually arrogant term, because there is no self-made man or woman. The good Lord looks after us and blesses what direction we end up going in, and we just hope to have the right energy going forward to earn the right karma, if you will, to succeed.
Amen. We appreciate that mindset, obviously. And I think AJ was going to talk about this. Tonight starts a very big couple days here. What made you want to kind of dive into this Kicking the Stigma campaign, and what can people look forward to? I think Carson Daly is holding a council. Darius Leonard's going to be there, amongst many others. I know Kalen was involved in this. Whenever I saw the commercial and I saw you on there, I was so incredibly pumped for you, because I know that a lot of people are going to listen. How did you decide to get into this, and what are you expecting out of it?
Well, I've realized through my own experiences and through observing life, there's kind of two different instances that sometimes happen. Sometimes guys will get liquored up and go swimming in the Broad Ripple Canal.
Whoa.
Traffic. So they direct traffic in their underwear. Now, Pink Floyd calls that a momentary lapse of reason. Okay? Momentary lapse of reason.
That's all.
But then you have other issues that run more seriously. And that's the ones that we really aim at, because mental illness and all that surrounds it is so important in this country, in this world at this point, to try to have an outreach to help. And when you think about how hard it is just to overcome a physical illness, if you have cancer, for instance, what Chuck Pagano went through, but imagine if that person feels guilty because they have the disease and is afraid to seek help, and feels they won't get their insurance company to help, or feels that authorities are going to seek them out because they have a disease and they need help. I mean, all these things make it so difficult for people to get well. So we're just here to take that stigma away and create an environment of wellness and make it easier for people. And it's still very hard, but to make it easier if we can.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. That's massive. The panel will air tonight on Colts.com/KTS, Kicking the Stigma. Carson Daly, Darius Leonard, Hayden Hurst, Solomon Thomas, Darren Waller, among others. There will also be content from Mr. Irsay, Chris Ballard, Frank Wright, and online auctioned memorabilia that is signed and experiences. Raised funds will go toward a new Kicking the Stigma fund, which will support expanded programming by Mental Health America, Indiana. Name. Yes, sir.
Pat, you just, right here, just Project Healthy Minds.
Yep.
Bringing change to minds.
Yep.
Mental Health America and National Alliance on Mental Illness. That's all some of the main organizations we're working with. And at Colts.com/KTS, you can find out more, contribute, and be part of this great effort.
That's what I'm talking about, boss. Hey, I can't wait to watch that. I appreciate you for your time. I would be remiss if I didn't ask. Your music collection, your guitars, drums, everything like that is very widely known about. What's your favorite piece you have, and what is potentially next for you to purchase to bring that museum together even more?
Well, I'd say probably John Lennon's piano, the one that he wrote so many great songs like Sgt. Pepper's, the whole album, and Imagine. It's just staggering to look at this piece of history that sits there. And the music means so much, because when you mention that, Pat, for instance, that helps people with mental health issues. But let me say this before we end. Thank you, Pat McAfee, for your humor and what you bring to this world, because you change and make this world better, help people that have serious problems, depression, etc. Humor is the bridge to sanity, and you do great work without even realizing it with your show, with your humor. People look so forward to hearing you, and laughing is one of the best remedies to mental illness that there is. So thank you, seriously, bro.
No, that was awesome. No, that was very cool. Thank you so much. You're the best, Mr. Irsay. Ladies and gentlemen, go to Colts.com/KTS to help them, watch them, learn some, and ultimately, hopefully, feel like you're not alone. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Irsay. Thank you.
Thanks, AJ.
You're the best.
Thanks, guys.
He's the best, dude.
Good guy.
Incredible.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, you ever talked to that man before?
Never have, man. That was awesome. I love how he ended it. It's very true what he said about you, but it's so cool for a guy like that to say it.
Yeah, it was very nice. I mean, I obviously look up to Mr. Irsay a lot. I mean, he is the reason why all this even started or whatever, but he always had an interesting, I think a narrative about him was always interesting because he had battled some demons in the past, you know, and it feels like, by the way, talking to him there, it feels like we're in a great spot, which is awesome news. Congrats on that. But I like he's giving back. And every time I got a chance to chat with him, you know, after that alleged event that he potentially mentioned in there, after that alleged event, he would come talk to me every single practice he came. So I feel like I got a chance to really chat with him. And obviously now people know me. So the questions I would ask, I feel like I got to learn a lot about him. And I'm very lucky. And he's a cool dude. And he will do whatever to win. You know, he is the type of guy who will do whatever to win. Can I transfer $80 million? I've never seen it. Yeah. He's the best.
They tell me it's there.
Oh my God!
Dog paying behind him too.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
He in the chair. I don't know what he's. I hope that's where he makes decisions. Kicking the Stigma, awesome campaign. There was a real song on the back of that commercial whenever they launched the Kicking the Stigma. It was like a
Everybody Hurts, I think.
Yeah, everybody. Sometimes.
Yep. Everybody hurts.
So as soon as I was like, oh shit, they had to pay a lot of money to get this, right? If they're doing this a national commercial. So I called and I was like, you guys paid for that song? They're like, no, Jim's friends with it. He just said, oh yeah, of course. What am I even thinking? He's a good dude, man.
How much do you think that John Lennon piano, how much did he buy it for?
Dude, he also has Nixon's resignation letter.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. He have a couple guitars.
Bro, he has vaults.
Does he have a museum or something?
Yeah.
Hopefully at some point they'll display it for everyone to see, right?
He has a Colts museum, and then he also has another museum, I do believe.
On the Colts website, they show like all the things. He has like a signed Campbell tomato soup by Andy Warhol. He has like the first Jerry Maguire script. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, and he has these in places that are like unburnable, unpenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has numerous of these things around there. What are you gonna
There's
say?
an article about Indianapolis Colts owner buying John Lennon's piano, and it was estimated between $800,000 and $1.2 million.
AJ, you could get that.
I thought if you would have told me $20 million, I would have said okay.
Me too, especially with what some of that art goes for. With
yeah, it's probably going up.
Shout out to Jim Irsay.
Hey, humor is the bridge to sanity. What a line.
There's a lot. By the way, we go back. He probably dropped like 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah.
But people won't even listen because the delivery is how it is. It's like, no, you got to listen to the fucking guy now. Hey, listen to the guy now. He's the best. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. We'll take some phone calls and chat about the world. And AJ Hawk being the insider of all insiders. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pat McAfee Show, Monday, May 3rd.
Just checking your availability. If you're in Indianapolis now, did you get to Buffalo?
Yeah, I got a plane that's supposed to take me down to game day anyway, so I could definitely have it go to Buffalo first. How long is the flight from Indy to Buffalo? You can find us a plane for like 4 o'clock. I think that'll be perfect.
Best we can do is depart around 5:30.
Okay, do we have can you find any other planes that could get us out of here earlier than that? I was just asked if I could appear in Buffalo within the next 4 hours to basically do the show on Fox tonight.
Okay, I'll call you back.
You know what I'm asking for?
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna call Jim Irsay and see if I can just use Jim's jet. He's calling me back shortly, but just start packing.
Hey.
You're the absolute best. Does this sound like a potential yes, you're saying? He's the fucking best. I would be so thankful. Hey, this is really cool. I don't know how many billionaires would do this for people that have worked for them in the past. This is awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. Can I take a kendo stick to his back?
We'll talk about it when you get here.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Hey, let's break the fucking internet tonight. What a hilarious life. We are live on Fox in 6 hours and 35 minutes. 3 hours of sleep, no clue what the storylines are. Just fucking let the nuts swing, bro. Let's just go out there and have a good time. Playing company. I know. Here we go, boys. All right, Talk Smackdown tonight. This is going to be a night we're going to look back on and remember. And then we're going to hop on a plane and head to Memphis for College Game Day. I think this is a joke too. I just want to let you know, like, this is a Truman Show. I very much understand that this is not supposed to happen. I got the text at 1:42 p.m. today from Mr. H that says, "Have you heard there have been some travel issues? Can you make your way to Buffalo?" Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts, literally lent me his plane. Might be the most confident I ever tweeted on it. Something. I didn't know we were that good of friends, to be honest. I was throwing a Hail Mary, and he responded and said, yeah. So I got here about an hour and a half before the show, and to work with Renee, Tom, and be on Smackdown with a bucket of makeup on my face. This has been a dream come true bucket list type situation here in beautiful Buffalo, New York. Come on, boys. We're going to be on cable.
Here by Pat McAfee, replacing our guest commentator Aiden English.
No sleeves in, George. Good to see you.
It feels good here in Buffalo. I got a text from the game, a cerebral WWE official. He said, hey, you might have heard about the travel issues. Can you make it to Buffalo? I said, absolutely. What a magical evening it is, November 1st, 2019. I mean, let's be honest. The Marine was a heathen. You know what I mean? He's a great actor. He was great on The Real World. He was great on all of that. Tegan, That's how they do it in NXT, baby. Almost took me out holding another grown lady in the air. November 1st, 2019, greatest SmackDown in the history of SmackDown. Pat, you joining us? It might absolutely be correct the way things have gone here tonight. SmackDown in the history of SmackDowns, November 1st, 2019. It's documented. I had a good time out there, man. I had no idea what was happening, so it was really just a natural reaction to everything. That was awesome, dude. That's a real bucket list thing. Game day bucket list, this is like complete bucket list. 2 in 1 week. Oh yeah. Got a horseshoe shoved up my ass and a horseshoe owner lending us a plane. Are you kidding me, dude?
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Coming live from the heartland, USA, where dreams go to die and your friends get sent away. Working to survive 9 to 5 every day. Spend your paycheck up at Walmart and Chick-fil-A. Pull up in the
David Morris here. Absolute banger. Welcome back to the show. Just had Jim Irsay on our show. Now we have Live from the Heartland by David Morris playing. That's the range this show has.
That's right.
We had a clown in here earlier named Bongo.
Yep.
Gave me a Viking balloon hat and potentially COVID. I'm joking. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. Media takeaways, not from Bongo, but of Jim Irsay. Your thoughts, AJ? First time speaking to him, I assume?
Yes, first time hearing from Jim Irsay. It was an honor to listen to him. But I thought he had a lot of great knowledge in there. He really did. He's such an interesting dude, too, and how he grew up with his dad and being around the team. What did he say? He spoke to the team for the first time when he was 16 years old.
After his dad fired another coach in preseason, which was kind of he did things differently. Yeah. He always,
remember how hard it is for kids that are 16 years old to even speak in front of their own class? Imagine speaking to an NFL team.
Yeah, hey, go address the team, will you?
Me?
What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
Well, go tell him that the next coach is going to be the best coach we got. Go tell him. Why don't you tell him? Why don't you tell him? You go tell him. 16-year-old kid, get out there. Jim Irsay, what a man, dude. So thankful he came on. Hopefully the kick and the stigma thing goes well. I hope that grows legs. I hope it continues to go. Congrats to the Colts for doing that. AJ Hawk, People are still talking about what you're saying about Aaron Rodgers, pal. Now, there's other things we can talk about. Friend of the show, Steve Kornacki, was the only analyst who picked Medina Spirit to win the Kentucky Derby. We had analysts say Rock Your World's going to win. There's a lot of other things being circled. Highly Motivated was also being talked about as a runner. But Steve Kornacki, with the big board, circled Medina Spirit at 12-1 and said, go ahead and rake in money. The Kornacki experience, which we all got to experience once every 4 years via the map on MSNBC, is now gone to Football Night in America and the Kentucky Derby. This son bitch ain't stopping until he gets to the top, and he's making us all money, AJ Hawk.
Well, what's really hard about picking the Derby, I know, like, just from being there and listening to people talk, they're like, hey, man, the Derby race is a crapshoot. With 20 horses in the field, you never really know. Guys can get stuck and all this stuff can happen. There's a lot of races. When I was there on Friday, there's only 7, 8 horses running at once.
How big were your bets?
Tiny. My bets were nothing. I don't really know. I don't claim to understand the whole horse betting world.
Yeah, but you're at the Derby.
Yeah,
hey, we'll smoke cigars. Hey,
so
come
what, just
on.
like 10K a pop?
Nah, not even close. I haven't spent 10K in the 8 years I've been there. Not even close. Not even close.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I gamble. Ask Miles. So me and Miles would sit there and he'd be like, all right, here you go. What are you feeling? I'd be like, all right. 1, 4, 9. I would just pick horse numbers and then we'd go let's do a trifecta box. Here we go. And then we just continue to lose.
Oh, so Miles doesn't big bet either? You guys are just kind of sitting there doing your thing?
I don't know the like how much he was betting, but we would go in together on certain bets.
Miles is throwing it around.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, hey, Top Gun's coming.
Yeah, he better be.
Yeah, AJ, did you ask if Top Gun's going to be sweet or not?
Of course, I've been talking to him about Top Gun for 2 years. I talked to him about the audition for Top Gun.
This guy fucking knows Miles Teller like that? What's this all about?
And how's it going to be?
He's playing Goose's son. You know, Goose died in the first one. He said, I think for his audition, like he learned how to play the piano and had to like redid the whole Goose scene from the piano in Top Gun 1.
Okay, what's that have anything to do with? Is the movie going to stink or not?
Oh, I don't. He thinks it's going to be great, but it just keeps getting pushed back with COVID.
How's Cruise looking?
I mean, I think Tom Cruise has looked like he's looked for the last 40 years. The dude doesn't age. He has his A game.
We don't care what you think. We want to know what Miles says.
What's Miles say?
Oh, Miles says, Miles can't wait for it to come out. He wants it to come out and people to see it.
Here we go.
I want Miles to get that moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said everybody got seasick when they watched it. They had to dial it back a little bit because the camera angles were too good. They were too real.
Yeah.
Except for Cruise, who was actually flying the plane.
Can he really fly fighter?
Oh, yeah.
Helicopter.
He's the best.
He can do it all.
For the last Mission Impossible movie, he was like jackknifing a helicopter like through a mountain pass. He's a fucking maniac.
Yeah. He loved that girl that one time.
Oh,
Katie
he jumped
Holmes,
up on that couch. He loved her. He didn't anymore, though.
No.
Well, I think she was kind of like, yeah, this guy's a fucking wacko. I got to get out of here.
Is it because he loved her so much?
I think so.
Or is it that other stuff?
It might have the other stuff may have played a part.
What's that stuff?
Well, you know.
That he's the supreme ruler of the Church of Scientology.
That place that tried to recruit you.
No, they ain't trying to recruit me. I was trying to walk in there willingly.
They sent a guy out to follow you for the next 2 days.
Have you got to meet Tom Cruise because of your friendship with Miles Teller that we just learned about via an Instagram post with your busted ass fingers in them?
No, but Tom Cruise would absolutely be on my short list of people. If I had if I had a wish list of who I could meet, he would be up there.
Okay, so like golf foursome. You got Tom Cruise is one of them. Who's the other two?
Probably Arnold.
Tom Cruise and Arnold, all right.
Okay. Jesus right there, probably.
Oh, because you just want to ask some questions? Or?
A lot of questions, yeah. And I'd like to just watch his aura. I think that his positivity would help me out.
And can a motherfucker sing a putt?
Yeah. I mean, off the tee box, we know.
He's bombing the ball.
Bombs. Yeah.
Very long.
Bombing the ball.
Great short game.
Doesn't got to worry about the water.
Nope.
Yeah, because the whole on top of it thing. Him and Easterby.
So he plays in the water?
Let's go to Austin. And he doesn't take his shoes off.
His ball actually just skips across.
He's been golfing barefoot a long time.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sam got me some, for my birthday, some Jordan golf shoes.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Break those puppies in.
Hey, were you wearing the Zions?
Yeah, on Friday.
Of course. How'd you get them?
No big deal.
Zion sent them.
Zion did not send them, but somebody.
I like them. I need to get a pair.
Hey, they're very comfortable. I think I could actually play in them if I had to. It is at a level where it will dig into the side of your leg a little bit, so I had to build up a callus through the day at that point. But yeah, it's a good shoe. Great shoe. They said, no, I'll save it. I might have a guy.
Ooh,
all of a sudden.
Here we go.
I might. I don't know. I was put on a group text with somebody who seems to be of importance. Now, what do I do with my first text? I don't know. Do I just let this one die like I do with every other time this happens? Probably, but could maybe make a move here. We'll see how it goes. Let's go to Austin in Tennessee. What's going on, Austin?
Hey, Pat. How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good.
Happy belated birthday, bud.
Oh, thank you, Austin. That means a lot. I appreciate that. What do you want to talk about, man?
Well, first, I just want to say I'm a big fan of what you guys got going on over there. I'm excited. I love to see you burning the stage, keeping the demons at bay.
Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, you're picking up what we're laying down, huh, pal? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
We're scratching where you itch, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring up a couple things that I kind of think are getting overlooked, like the next Tom Brady that was just drafted this year. I feel like nobody's really giving him his props down there in Tampa. Cal Trask.
Oh,
I think my prediction for that is going to be Tom goes ahead and plays till he doesn't want to anymore. Bruce retires. Tom steps in and runs off another 10-year dynasty with his quarterback he's been grooming over the last few years.
Okay, I like that. The thought of Tom becoming his coach.
Yeah.
So he can just continue to win even when he's not playing anymore. That I don't know if Tom's going to be a head coach. I'm not sure. That's a lot of time investment. I don't know him well enough. But if you're Kyle Trask, you got to be absolutely thrilled with where you landed here.
Oh, I think Kyle Trask, he could be one of those guys that wasn't talked about much because of all the high-profile talent we had at the quarterback position. He could have a great NFL career. I just don't think Tom Brady's going to be his next head coach.
All right, Mac Jones, do you think he's going to stink or not? Did you see the video of the Patriots organization when they were drafting him? Like, this guy, I guess.
I thought they were juiced. To me, that was like a ton of excitement they showed. It's all about business, man. Act like you've been there before. They have.
Get the fuck out of here.
Tell him, AJ. Hell yeah, AJ.
Did enjoy
What do you want Bill to do?
Do we have that clip?
Do the waggle?
Can we find that clip
there for you?
No, the MCDC did that up in Detroit, and obviously they're building something, and they had Penn as their number one choice. It was pretty apparent that's who they wanted, but for them just to look around and go, I guess right, he's there. We gotta. That's basically what happened, and then at the end, Kraft comes in and goes, "We're real excited, man. We're real excited." They do not seem. I am automatically assuming that everything that Bill Belichick does is calculated, cerebral, and on purpose. That's how that's how I view everything. So I thought they somehow concocted the Mac Jones of San Francisco so nobody else would think that he's potentially going to be available, and they did that whole thing. They had to sit there and wait somehow. They didn't even have to trade up to get him, and they end up with him. I thought that was going to be the case. That was not the case at all. It was like, I think they still had some questions on who they were going to take.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they probably view draft picks, no matter where they're drafted, like, hey, okay, yeah, we think you can be a good player and you can help this team, but you have to prove it to us before we even look in your direction.
Yeah, and then Cam's a starter, all right? And maybe one day Jarrett and Mac will have or be at the level they could compete or whatever, Here's the clip that we're talking about. On draft day, the New England Patriots pick 15 before picking up Mac Jones.
122, 139.
New England this is not the one.
Hi, Christian.
That's for Barmore.
Z. That is Z. Come on, pal.
This is what Tony sent me. He said, "Is the clip."
Oh, Tony.
Well, I couldn't listen to it either. It just says you're a New England Patriot, just like your teammate Mac Jones, which I should have read.
Yeah.
I'll grab it now that I read it.
Anyways, that more excitement to that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, way more
Mac
excitement.
Jones. By the way, as I was watching, I was like, I don't remember all this movement and activity. They were like a molasses almost in the Mac Jones one. Nonetheless, it's the Patriots, so this will end up being a great pick somehow. All those weapons, Cam Newton to learn from, hopefully for however many years Cam wants to go there. Mac Jones could be very good. He ran a 4.6 allegedly, 4.6 something.
That's right, 4.68.
I mean, I feel like that's much faster than most people would have guessed.
Justin Fields win for the Bears, AJ?
You mean, was it a good draft pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my buddy Andy Dalton's there, so I feel for him, but he understands the deal. He understands the business. But, yeah, I think it was the right move for the Bears to make, especially for a team where the head coach and GM are fighting for their jobs. They got to make big moves.
Have you talked to Andy Dalton at all since this whole thing happened?
I have not. You want to be an insider for Andy Dalton, too, the old Red Rocket?
Well, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, should be.
You're so good at it, AJ. Keep it going, dude.
You know all these people.
I mean, I have not spoken with the Rockets since they drafted Justin Fields. I'm sure he will handle it like a true professional. He's probably already reached out to him.
Yeah, he probably loves Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you're going to fit right in, Justin.
Hey, the thing about Andy Dalton, he has looked at my Instagram story within the last week or two.
Really?
Oh. Maybe I reach out.
Is he going to come on?
Maybe I'm the insider. No, he's not coming on. He canceled.
That's right.
Yeah. Ain't that right, AJ?
Cowboys wouldn't let him.
No, he's welcome to come on if I'm here. If I'm making a decision.
All right, let's do a vote. Is Andy Dalton allowed on the show? Say yay or nay. You and me, AJ.
Yay.
Nay.
Ooh. Mitt is the tiebreaker.
No. The thing about this particular one, my name's right above your head. So I have
ain't no tie.
51% vote in this particular one. No, I'm joking. If you could get Andy Dalton on the show, we would love that. I think. That'd be amazing.
I mean, I'm not a booker too, so we'll see.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing, AJ.
Something. You did book him once.
Yeah, you did.
Remember, you were a booker one time, and then immediately before that, he had to cancel, and it ruined the whole show.
You get Clay Matthews too that one time.
Oh yeah, you're a booker. You are a booker.
Yeah, well, after the Andy Dalton fallout, that is when I retired as a guest booker.
No, but you can get back in the game. And by the way, AJ, anytime you want to have somebody on the show, they are welcome on the show. Right? We all agree?
Unless they're on a golf course.
That is a stipulation.
Let's go to Paul. That is a new stipulation. We do have a new set of rules.
Nick was worried. By the way, Nick texted afterwards. He was worried about it. He's like, oh, man, okay, I hope it was all right. He's like, I love coming on the show, buddy. And he wanted to make sure it was okay.
Yeah, well, Nick Mangold's obviously always cool with us, but we did make a new precedent. There is no more golf calls.
Nope.
Unless you're Tiger Woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson, maybe.
Tiger's back, by the way. He's going to be golfing.
Ooh.
Saw a picture of him on the crutches.
Oh, yeah. Look good.
People say he wasn't going to make it back. You're wrong. I watched a little Champions Tour this weekend as well.
What'd you think?
Yeah, they were, John Daly was in the hunt.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the hunt. They were playing well.
He had that big beard, too, didn't he?
Big beard. Let's go to Clay in Maryland. What's going on, Clay?
Hey, what's going on, Pat? Hey, first of all, how you doing? I couldn't believe you struggling so hard with those balloons there, but, it'd probably be worse if you had that AJ claw.
Yeah, I understand. And by the way, AJ's finger might have been good to get down in there, actually, because it's like a cantilever. You know what I mean?
But, hey, man, I was wondering what you thought would happen if old Aaron Rodgers pulled the Brett Favre of old and went over to Minnesota. How you think people would react to that one?
Interesting, Clay. If he was to go to Minnesota, I'm sure Minnesota Vikings fans would be pumped about that. Packers fans probably not as enthused about that all. But now that we're talking about Minnesota, Stephon Diggs had an incredible tweet yesterday. Oh. He said something about Brandon Beane and me are good forever for him getting me out of the soda, by the way. He was very pumped about that. Brandon Beane is a guy who's been a great GM, it feels like, in Buffalo. They got rid of Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback that got them to the playoffs for the first time in forever, because they wanted to build it their way. Draft Josh Allen, do their thing, kind of old steady Eddie with McDermott. I feel like the Bills are a team that's not getting talked about, who has had a great couple years, especially this past season.
Don't you think it has to feel good if you're the GM and your stud player is publicly just feels like he wants to go out and just support you? So, like, if your star player is saying that, you would imagine that trickles down to the rest of the team.
I would assume that everybody's on board over there. Now, what does that say about the soda, where the original question was from? Stephon Diggs obviously wanted out of there. I called that during the season. Minnesota Vikings fans came at me and said I was misreading the whole situation. It seemed pretty obvious. Happy Stephon Diggs is able to showcase his ability while being happy in a city in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Not that that's Minnesota's fault. Somewhere it fell through. But I'm just saying I'm happy it worked out for both sides, it seems like here. But yeah, it's nice. A couple players did reach out to Kyle Shanahan yesterday and let him know that they are still alive. Because Shanahan's big question on whether or not Jimmy G would be on the team after the draft was, I don't know if we're going to be alive on Sunday. I don't know if Jimmy's going to be alive on Sunday. So a lot of Niners did tell Shanahan, hey, still alive. Happy to let you know we're okay over here. We'll let you know tomorrow too, which is good news.
Wouldn't this have been just awful luck and bad news if someone would have died on the team?
Oh boy. Yes, that would have been
just bad. That's just I'm so happy. I'm so happy they all made it.
Thank God we made it to Monday here.
Seriously.
Shanahan was asking almost.
He was.
Listen, somebody might get in a brutal, terrible car crash.
Turn over 8 times.
Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. It's like, Shanahan, let's not fucking let the universe hear that, okay?
What the hell, Kyle?
What you put out, obviously, is tends to happen. They have entire documentaries and science about that whole thing. But I do like the fact that he went to that depth to dodge the question.
Yeah.
I like that he got like super petty. He was like, is he going to be on team? Is he going to be alive?
He might be dead on Sunday.
Shit, we might cross the street, he might die. Especially in San Fran with the hills, he might fall down and die.
True.
I love that that's how he chose to answer and then just kind of going on with it. Let's go to James in Seattle. What's going on, James? Russell Wilson's still the quarterback up there. Seems like things are happy. Is that kind of how everybody views it up there in Seattle?
Yeah, I guess, but I'm a Niner fan, so I don't
Is anybody
really
a
care about the Hawks.
Seahawks fan that calls it not to this
No.
show?
No.
Because
Nobody's Seahawks fan. No, they don't have anything.
Well,
it's your fault.
No.
But
I mean, some
my
would say
question is-
karma's coming back around anyway, so.
What do you want to talk about, James? Great question. We'll talk about that later, too.
How many games in the season do we get before Trey Lance is actually starting and Jimmy G is just sitting?
James, I think it's all going to depend upon how Jimmy G does, health-wise and physical-wise. I think that is something that'll, I think we'll have to wait and see, just like with every pick, by the way. That's why it's so tough right now after the draft to talk about anything, because it's really fun to live in a moment and be like, wow, this guy's going to change the entire time. This kid might fucking stink.
Yeah.
They might all stink. And I think GMs here we're like 80% sure this guy's going to be good, but there's still a 20% chance of they stink. So it's tough for me to do all that, but I like the thought of Trey Lance learning and becoming an absolute stud in that offense with how much he can move and how athletic he is. That should be a lot of fun.
Hey, did you happen to be watching the draft when Philly, maybe their second or third round pick, they picked the O lineman that was at Florida State at tackle, moved to Alabama and played center, and they showed his highlight film. And they showed like 5 clips, and he was just killing dudes for 5 straight plays. Like, it was awesome. I was like, hey, this is a beautiful pick by you guys.
So we have a friend who became a coach, in the NFL here recently at the offensive line position. And he said he had to watch film on the potential draft prospects and everything like that. He was like, it's pretty quick to see who I think is going to make it and who isn't going to make it. And I'm like, what are you looking for? He's like, I just want to see somebody.
Kills.
Like, hey, I just want being an offensive lineman in the NFL, you have to have there has to be a real. Now, there's guys that are very passive and kind of chill and do their own thing. But if I'm looking for a guy and I have no chance of ever being in a position to be looking for a guy, so it's kind of stupid for me to even say, but I want a killer. I want a guy that's going to go and get it, a mauler. That's what I want. Let's set the tone. And it feels like Detroit thinks Penne's that. I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did, if that's the case.
Well, Penne's the guy that everyone's talking about. Okay, hey, you draft him. This is such a safe pick. He's going to be the cornerstone of your O-line for the next 12 years. Like, I really hope it does pan out, but the dude does seem to be the total package when it comes to a tackle.
No talk about Kyle Pitts at all, huh, post-draft?
Not really.
That hasn't even been a conversation.
Why not?
Because it's just like, that's Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, you just know that he's going to be good, so it's like.
Or
will he?
We have no idea what Arthur Smith's going to look like down there in Atlanta.
Well, true. I mean, the people that grade the drafts drive me insane because you have no fucking idea.
There's a full. There was like 20 people. What was that graphic?
There's a consensus of all the websites and everyone that have put a draft grade out, and they
think about the amount of. Now, granted, I did hear something that out of Daniel Jeremiah's top 150. 128 of them did get drafted. So, he didn't have them exactly where, but his top 150 had 128 hits or something like that. I thought that was pretty impressive or whatever. But the people that are grading the draft immediately afterwards, here it is. This is a compilation of grades that people have given out to each team. Imagine just sitting there and going, D. I give them and taking yourself serious. Like, it's a D they got. It's like, how do you know? You have no idea. This is all a shot in the dark. This is exactly who you wanted them to take that you thought it would be better. I don't fully understand any of this.
Like Seattle down at the bottom only had 3 picks, so what the fuck were they supposed to do this year?
A+, dude.
Yeah, I saw one they gave Texans a D because they traded all their draft picks for Tunsil. Like, that was happened years ago.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
Hey, by the way, I would have done that for Tunsil. That should have been an A.
Their first pick was Davis Mills, though, who...
quarterback from Stanford, which Rich Eisen was losing his mind. So what does this mean? What does this mean? By the way, Rich Eisen, friend of the program, punters and people too, for the brand, all that shit. A lot of people are saying that when Evan McPherson was drafted to Cincy out of Florida, he was being very condescending with the way he was calling those highlights.
Really?
I was watching along live. I was thinking it. I was like, wait, am I being a little bit soft here? Is he not? I go to the internet. People are like, Rich being a bit sarcastic with Evan McPherson's highlights there.
Can't be doing it.
So how was that? I sent him a text to let him know that, hey, We'll get through it, but this is going to be a fucking long road, I think, pal.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't like what you did there. And then punter got drafted. Shout out to Presley Harvard.
Yeah.
Going to Pittsburgh. He's a stud. Happy for him. Wasn't a big specialist draft. I'm kind of bummed about that, but I like Presley a lot. I like Evan a lot. They're going to have massive success. And big thanks to all the people that covered the draft all weekend. That's a lot of hours committed, including you, AJ. You held tight in there on Thursday night. You sat in the pocket, defied all the odds. Nobody thought you were going to be there that long.
Hey, it was fun, but also I had a few people telling me the next day at the Oaks race, like, hey, why don't you just wear the white tux jacket that you had on last night? You know what? I probably should have just kept that thing rolling. It smelled like an absolute cigar factory sitting up here.
Let's have a fallout. How many cigars did you smoke, you think, on that Friday at the Kentucky Derby?
Not as many as normal, just because we had switched where we were and we weren't outside the whole time. We were kind of going in and out. So,
Why'd you guys switch? Because the ladies, or was a little...
Something about tickets. We couldn't get the whole crew down where we were before, and COVID and everything. So it was a sweet box we were in. It just we were just separated a little more.
And Aaron told you he's not going to retire.
I told you I don't think he's going to retire.
And Aaron told you that he's not saying Guti needs to be fired.
No, I don't think he wants that out there.
So what'd you say there?
Hold on.
I'm saying I don't think he's out there calling for Guti to be fired.
Okay, we got it all cleared up. All right. We'll have more tomorrow, hopefully. Big guest tomorrow as well. Big thanks to Jim Irsay. AJ, anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners as we go off the air? And Chris Mad Dog Russo is on the other side of this thing.
Just a happy belated birthday to you, obviously, and the clown that came in. That was not me that set it up, but you know what? Whoever did, congratulations. Good job.
I do believe we know who it was. Frank. Shout out to Bongo as well. You're right. We'll be back tomorrow. The show tomorrow will hopefully be better than it was today. Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed will definitely be better than us. He'll be on in about 6 minutes, probably overreacting to the draft. Cheers. Maybe should I ask what he is talking about so I can give him a little better lead, you know?
Nah.
Who's guessing?
It's better to even guess.
Yeah, well, I did just guess he's going to be overreacting to the draft, but maybe it'll be Kentucky Derby.
He loves baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a big baseball guy, too.
We're talking Braun.
He's a professional.
Hey, LeBron's out for tonight, and they're dancing with that play-in game, which LeBron once liked. Now he says whoever created it needs to be fired. There is drama happening at the highest level in the NBA. If it involves LeBron James, it's big. If it involves the Los Angeles Lakers, it's big. If it involves both of those saying, this is stupid, I don't want to do this shit, it's going to be a big story. LeBron James probably going to change the way the NBA is going to handle its playoffs this year. Yeah. There's no way the NBA doesn't want LeBron James in the playoffs. I would like LeBron James in the playoffs. They need to make it happen. And if LeBron's not happy, I ain't happy. That's all I want to let everybody know. That's how I feel.
Well, aren't they set up to or are they going to be Lakers Warriors for the play-in?
Yeah, I think there's a chance that the Lakers might lose.
The NBA does not want that. The NBA needs both those teams in.
Yeah,
so you got to figure it out.
Well, and you know, there are some things that have been said in the past when LeBron needs a game or something like that, and maybe it's called a little bit differently or whatever. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as a Pacers fan that had to run into LeBron in the playoffs on a regular basis where we almost had something maybe sealed up. And then all of a sudden, whoa. These whistles aren't even. Yeah. So that'll be wild. I assume they'll change something. But this is crazy to hear LeBron go, nah, this is stupid. Whoever came up with this needs to be fired. That person, just like the Michael Jordan referee conversation that is on Mic'd Up on the court where the ref goes, I didn't see it, Michael, but if you think so, I think so. Where the ref actually says that to Michael while giving a call. It's like, on 12. I'm sorry, I did not see that, Michael. If you see it, I'm sorry, so sorry. I feel like whoever at the NBA thought of the play-in game, probably a young guy, pitched the idea. He's going to have to go do a FaceTime with LeBron and go, I am so sorry. I did not mean for you to have something stupid.
Yeah, but it feels like that guy was like, hey, LeBron said last year we should do a play-in game. So what do we think about, making that happen this year?
Yeah, there are some old tweets that are coming out of LeBron supporting the play-in game while openly hating the play-in game this year because their team potentially affected by it.
And they liked it last year when they were the 1 seed, and now they're a little closer to the
play-in game. Yeah, situations are situational. AJ, that's what we're saying here. And if Braun's not happy, neither am I.
Nope.
You think Adam Silver walked in there and was like, great idea, dipshit, and then just fucking turned around and left the room?
They're thinking about making it permanent.
What if it was Silver's idea?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow.
What if it was his idea?
This was your idea, not mine. That's probably what he'd do.
Silver, you remember when you told me that idea? No, you told me. No. Remember when you told me? So I thought, fucking gone, pal. Tweet it out. Tweet it out.
I heard it was Silver's deal. I feel like they're playing LeBron and Silver against each other.
That's not going to happen. That's not the way the NBA rolls, dude. The NBA. I honestly thought there's a chance they eliminate the playing game because LeBron said this. Imagine if Tom Brady or Aaron came out and talked about, something just being absolutely stupid. There'd be no thought. They'd be like, hey, Aaron, Tom, shut up, okay?
What about the jersey numbers? Yeah, Tom's been saying that about the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. People go like, hey, you guys aren't going to do it. In the NBA, LeBron comes out and says this is stupid. I bet you the NBA is like, all right, do we fucking cancel it?
Stop it.
Do we cancel it or not? What do we do? They actually, that relationship is much different than the NFL and the players.
That was the thing with the bubble last year. They're like, we talked to a bunch of, other teams and stuff like that, and then we talked to LeBron and asked what LeBron was going to do. And Pat Beverly said, like, look, hey, if LeBron says we're playing. So everybody can just shut up.
Yeah, I think everybody understands that at this point.
Yeah.
There might be some people that are like, no, that ain't right. And then it's like, well, it might not be right, but it's reality.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the All-Star game this year.
Hey, hate to break it to you, this is reality. This is
the
world you live in. Fantasize all you want about whatever. Cool. But the reality we're in is LeBron says we're playing.
Yep.
LeBron says we're not. LeBron wants a playing game. Guess what? Dance. If LeBron doesn't want one, guess what? We're out. I just feel like that is how the NBA operates, and it might not get changed at all. And maybe LeBron will have to come out and say something about once he learned. Because remember, he said, "If I ain't playing if there ain't no fans."
Yep,
is what he said. And then he came out and he was like, after learning about the immense amount of work that the NBA did, blah, 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 I'm excited about it, because LeBron is the NBA in a lot of people's minds. Now, diehard NBA fans are not going to want to hear that. I understand. I am a person that watches a lot of NBA highlights. I have a lot of respect for everybody in the NBA. It's awesome. I love it. But for a lot of people that aren't invested in the NBA, LeBron is the NBA.
Yeah.
So LeBron says something is stupid. The NBA knows that, okay, we got to address this. LeBron's going to have to come out and say it's not stupid. LeBron's going to have to say he likes it. Like, that's just the way it is, and that's a good business to be in if you're an NBA player. If you're in that league, you're in a good spot. It feels like.
Well, don't you think the players over the years they've just kept gaining more and more power and more influence over everything, and like now they're so big, especially the superstars. Like it seems like they can kind of have their say in what the rules may be.
Well, and that's because they know, like, hey, there's only like 30 of us on Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy from Michigan will come in and be able to do it whenever he gets there. Yeah. And maybe there's a couple players, that can make it or what. I'm talking about that high school kid.
Yeah, who also decommitted from Michigan State.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He allegedly can go make money or whatever. And maybe there'll be a couple guys that crack through. Zion cracked into the superstardom or whatever, but it's not easy. It's not easy to just crack into the superstardom of the NBA. There's an old guard there that's there for a long time.
Yeah.
That kind of understand it. It's Chris Paul and them have done a great job with the way the NBPA operates now. I don't know if the NFL will ever be able to do that. I don't know if
there's too many people involved. Don't you think there's too many players involved when it comes to the NFL? Like 53 guys on a roster. Good luck getting them to agree on anything.
Yeah, and then people expect like the union to make the right decision. It's like they might make the right decision for some people, but people are going to hate it.
Yeah.
People are going to hate it. Oh, well, hey, that playing game's stupid. I hate it.
Put it on rid of it.
I hate it.
Finish with it.
You think Zion belongs top 10 player?
What's that?
You think Zion belongs in the top 10?
Yeah, Zion's top 5 player. What are we talking about?
I just checked the list. He was not on there. Not even top
Whose
1.
list? Whose list?
Sports Illustrated.
Fuck him. I don't know anybody over there. I'm so sorry. Is that where Shams works? If that's where Shams works?
Nice stadium.
Okay.
Maybe we would have him in the top 5.
Who's Sports Illustrated? That's Albert Breer?
Albert Breer, yeah.
They do the bikini stuff.
Oh, okay. Gronk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, shout out Sports Illustrated. Listen, but Zion's top 5 player. Let's go. The he's shooting 95%, I think.
Open your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Play a little basketball. And he's got the best shoes out right now. I said it.
It's true.
Not better than Classic Air Forces, but you get it. Classic Air Forces are the best. Zion shoes are awesome, though. They are very nice. You should get a pair, AJ.
Well, see, I've never gone on the old sneakerhead apps and done anything like that. I'll get them when the normal public can buy them.
You're a hero.
Wow. Well, I'm saying I don't have these hookups like you do.
No, you're a hero. You're a hero. Hey, when you were looking down on everybody at the Kentucky Derby the other day, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts at first? Did you just think, you know what? Look at all these peasants.
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking?
First off, I was not in any position to be looking down on anybody.
Okay.
But no, I've never had that thought.
Do you think Turd Ferguson did talk to Tirico, and do you think he enjoyed Tirico just giving an exact run-through of everything they talked about live on the Kentucky Derby?
I really wonder what happened there. I'm sure Aaron has a ton of respect for Mike Tirico. Most players do, like everyone does, I think.
I agree.
But, yeah, it was weird. And then he talked to Twin Spires, which is like the people at the track, I think, that run the Jumbotron situation. They just talk horse racing, I'm guessing?
I don't know.
It was like a 5-minute clip just about horse racing.
Hey, listen, there's probably somebody in there that's like, he'll definitely talk. Okay, he's okay to talk, but obviously can't put him in a spot. The guy's been coming for 20 years. He's one of your biggest investors in this thing. You got it. Let's just talk about Rock Your World in Medina Spirit then.
Hell yeah.
I'll just grab a drink that was not there. Just went like this. Let's go to Paul in Ohio. What's going on, Paul? OH!
Hey, Paul from Ohio. Hey, what's going on, fellas? Love what you're doing. Quick question. I know the draft is over. I'm a big Giants fan my whole life, and I know you guys know the O-line has been an area of question for a couple of years now, but we haven't drafted any offensive linemen. So
I am so
for you,
sick
Pat,
of
and for AJ being players, what is that? What kind of a message does that say to the team and to the fans?
Hey, Paul, OH.
I'm
No, I don't want to hear it.
See ya.
What did you do, AJ?
What's wrong, man?
You told all these people not to fucking do it. How come I don't get a chance to experience this whole thing?
Bullshit. I haven't told anybody. I have not told anybody anything, but I think they finally see through the veneer that you have been presenting, and they're like, this guy is not legit when he says this.
I am legit.
Whoa.
Too legit. Too legit to quit. Hi. Too legit. Too legit to quit. Hi. OH.
He's not on the phone anymore.
He's talking to you. You scumbag. Let's go to Rob in Ohio. OH.
Fuck Ohio State.
I like it. I like it.
I'm always gonna
Actually, I like it now. A little bit louder for the people in the back.
A little bit louder now.
What do you want to talk about?
A little bit louder.
What do you want to talk about, Rob?
Hey, before I get to my question, who in the hell in the office had enough money to get the Insane Clown Posse to come sing a birthday song to you?
Respect. It was not the ICP, but if it was, that would have been Zito.
Yeah, I'm a big juggalo.
Zito is a juggalo. Let's go to Matt.
Last year.
Yep. Let's go to Matt in Arizona. What's going on, Matt?
IO.
Oh, there it is, Matty.
Hey, OH, pal.
IO. Hey, Pat, I got a question. You guys see all the shit Jay Glazer is getting for selling Manchester United? And AJ, you got to step it up. We're trying to get a sport. I mean, you won't give us no insider information.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see Jason Glazer battling on all fronts for being an owner of Manchester United as their fans basically took over their stadium? 1,000 of them or so took over their stadium before the game against Liverpool in strike against the ownership of Manchester United, which is owned by a man named Jay Glazer. Not NFL insider, though. Apparently, Jay Glazer was battling against Man U fans. This thing was awesome yesterday, though. We're talking about throwing tripods, flares. They're doing a little dance. They're scuffing it up. A lot of people were saying live, I was watching NBC Sports, they're like, this is exactly the opposite of what we were fighting against because we love our team so much. We didn't want them to sell out. Now you're ruining the stadium of the team. Is that kind of how soccer fans have felt about this? I enjoyed it because all hell had broken loose.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that looking from afar. But in the soccer community, Gumpy is one of the greatest footy bettors on earth. How is it viewed and what are your thoughts on it?
I think people see both sides here because it's like the Man United fans hated the Glazers before the Super League, so this just pushed them over the edge.
So what happened?
The camera just tweaked out, I
I
think.
think your chair might have hit the camera.
It broke the camera.
Dead.
Sorry, Gumpy, you had a good take too. Thing's dead.
I mean, if Man U didn't want to play Liverpool, they didn't have to protest.
Reboot.
It just reset.
R2D2 over there. Here it is.
It's got a fucking mind of its own.
It's back.
Here we go.
Hey, it took a stand too. Can't treat me the way you just treated me. That's right. And I did not mean for the chair to hit that. I apologize, camera. But people are seeing both sides. You say, Gumpy?
Yeah, but the Man United fans have hated the Glazer family forever. So the Super League was just the very last straw.
So Man U was the last team to say we'll come out of the Super League, or are they still saying we're in it?
They're out. But they wanted the Glazers out years ago. Like years ago. They've hated them since they've been in charge.
Who are the Glazers? Yeah,
Their whole family. They run Man United. It's just
they own the Bucks.
Yeah, but it's just they don't run it how Man U fans want it to be run. Like if you saw they had green and yellow flags, that's the original Man U color. So they're like, take us back to how we started. We don't want the Glazers in here anymore.
But the Manchester United I know is Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham. It's red as shit.
Yeah.
So there was no problems when that was going on.
No, absolutely not.
Listen, I'm never going to mock a hooligan for going crazy or apeshit and stopping a game. You want to protest all you want. But they're not in the Super League anymore. This is just because they're fed up with the ownership being the ownership.
They wanted him out before the Super League. This was just like the very last straw. But they let him into the stadium. If you watch, the cops didn't show up for an hour after. The security guards were just fucking standing watching.
Well, and is there a game coming? So you would think there'd be security in the stadium.
So the game got postponed because there was people hiding in the change rooms waiting for the players.
Of course. So there's creeps and there's rioters.
Good Lord.
All right. You know what? We've talked more European soccer over the last couple of weeks. Maybe this is good for business.
Yeah.
Maybe this is good for business. I watched the AFL the other night. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, nice. Who'd
you
watch?
Well, I watched the Western Bulldogs.
Oh. Okay, with the mullet.
And old buddy with the mullet is looking better than he's ever looked.
Bailey Smith or something?
Yeah,
Bailey?
Bailey Smith.
There it is.
All right, let's get to Pepe in Mexico here. A little feel good on the way out here. Pepe, what's going on, pal?
Órale, cabrones.
Órale, cabrones.
Hey, first and foremost, feliz cumpleaños, Zapad. Feliz cumpleaños, Zapad. Happy birthday, Mr. McAfee.
Oh, mucho bueno. Gracias.
Very good.
De nada. Hey, quick idea for Mr. AJ Hawk now that we know that he's a social media influencer. Let's just picture if we can get him his own personal Evan Foxy. I know that there's no equal to Evan Foxy quality, but what if we can get him one to record AJ tackling old farts and golf courses or being at the Kentucky Derby? What do you think?
Yeah, Pepe, not a bad idea. AJ, would you mind having a guy around you all the time?
How do you think I would feel about that?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just get Axel to start filming stuff for you.
Put a camera in his hand.
Pepe, I do appreciate you. Your head is in the same place ours has been, and we have asked for the same type of situation before. And it's not a lot of people talk about, why isn't this person on camera? Why doesn't this person do this? Well, I want everybody to do everything, but not everybody's comfortable doing everything. And having a human follow you around everything you do is not always necessarily somebody's dream day. So we do appreciate you, Pepe. Love your mindset, and thanks for the song. But I think it's time to get out of here, huh? How do we feel? Time to get out of here? I think so.
What'd you do for your birthday?
My lady set up a scavenger hunt in the morning. Okay? She had little...
She's way too good to you.
I agree.
I think I saw you post, I'm like, man, she really puts in a ton of work for you.
It makes no sense. I think it's all because, she wants a child. So these are all things, that she wants to do for the kids. So I just so happen to reap the benefits of, what the kid's going to get. You know what I mean? And this is nothing like I've ever done in my entire life, by the way. This is all, so it is kind of like I am a kid experiencing these things, I guess. But, yeah, she went through a bunch of gifts. Very thankful for that. Had a blast. Got incredibly doped up.
Nice.
Took a bath, went driving around a little bit, hung out, did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, went to the parents' house. Old Tim McAfee, Sally McAfee made some food. Yeah, then just came home, went to bed. A lot of reflecting yesterday. Hey, a lot of reflection yesterday. It was crazy. So there's a dog named Snooky that my parents have. Okay, Snooky, I got Snooky, I adopted Snooky, and I was not ready to be a dad of Snooky. So my parents became the owners of Snooky or whatever. And my dad's dog, Maddie, just passed away here recently. It was the first family event without Maddie, right? So it was it was a little emotional. And then I looked at Snooky, who was originally my dog, and then my parents, and I said, it's like Snooky's getting older too, So I was having real I almost shed some real tears. I was like, hey, life's changing, things are changing as we go. So yesterday was a lot of reflection yesterday, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, to be honest. It was a truly beautiful thing. What did you do yesterday? You said you were playing knockout with the whole family?
Oh, that was Saturday. My bad. We had my two oldest had their first communion at church and everything. That's why we came back to town and did all that. But then we all the family came up from the Dayton area, and
So what's that mean?
nephews, my brothers, everybody, we got to get together and play some friendly basketball.
So the communion is Jesus' body, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
One in the mouth, one in the hand, COVID. What do you do?
That's right.
Stick? You hand it like Bogo did?
Yeah,
maybe.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
One of those guns. One of those old school.
Huh?
Some tongs.
Tongs?
Grill tongs.
Does the priest still break it? Doesn't the priest break it, the bread?
No.
Yeah, half.
I think you get a
Catholic
full
they do.
Christ checks, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Usually, yeah.
You get a full circle thing. And that thing goes right to the top of the mouth, right?
Mm-hmm. Wash it down with some wine.
You guys are going to a nice church.
That's great.
Yeah, sometimes they give you those little ones right under your chair.
What about the booze that you do drink? Because that used to come from the same chalet. I assume that has ended since old Uncle
They have
COVID.
little plastic cups with the
Oh,
lid on it.
Juice box?
Yeah, little shot glass of it with
so-
a little piece of bread.
So does everybody do like a cheers with the Christ checks?
Yeah.
Like, hear ye, to Jesus we thank him, and then a chaser?
It's beautiful.
That's
Probably
awesome.
Stone Cold those things.
Oh, you think that?
Grab two.
Da-da.
Jesus walks. Lord, show me the way.
I watched some of that Stone Cold documentary.
Pretty good?
It was pretty good. It was kind of sad towards the end. He's talking about his relationship with his daughters, and then it's getting better. Like, he didn't say like it's great, but hey, we're talking.
They did Macho Man dirty last night, my
Yeah,
friend.
I guess this one wasn't great last night. Roddy Piper's was awesome. It was cool to learn a lot about Roddy Piper. I guess Macho's, I did not watch it. I guess it was not fantastic. A lot of people say, but they've done a great job with those thus far. Hopefully last night isn't a trend of things to come. I did not watch it. I will watch it. I will judge accordingly, but the people that watch it said it wasn't their favorite. Young Rock got picked up for a season 2.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Did it really?
Great.
Come on. Of course it did. What are you talking about?
Hey, did he film that whole first season during COVID?
No. He would have had to do that socially distanced and everything like that. Remember, there was videos of him coming out wearing a mask, sitting in front of us. I think it was a Lambo or a Ferrari, and I think he was about to pick it up and throw it. And he said, he said shooting his back live or something.
He actually filmed it in Australia, and there are thoughts that he caused the second outbreak where they had to go back into the lockdown.
Wow.
Literally, he just got the vaccine the other day. Showed the picture of it on
I've seen him
Instagram.
get. All right, let's get out of here. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Australia didn't deserve that near to The Rock.
Happy birthday to The Rock, too.
Yesterday. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Birthday,
And David Beckham.
You share a birthday with both of them?
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Good company.
It is a pretty good day. There's somebody
Do you
else,
know-
too. I think the Queen.
I was trying to. I saw
Really?
one other too.
Latifah or God save her?
God.
Okay.
God save
I think the Queen. I'm not sure.
Have you ever met Beckham or The Rock?
9. Nah, I haven't.
I'm not for sure you would. Those are two guys that would do a. Would they be on the top? Would you want to meet those guys?
Maybe, yeah. Meeting The Rock would be dope. Obviously, that'd be cool.
KY's got your birthday.
Tries Terramana.
I bet Piven could introduce you.
What's that?
Piven could probably introduce you.
I hope so. Jay Glazer could too, I think.
Yeah.
Jay Glazer and him are boys and friends.
You've basically met The Rock, though, because of Young Rock.
Yeah.
You
I know a
his
lot
whole
about
entire
him.
life.
I know a lot about him at this point, yeah. You know what I mean? I know a lot about that guy.
Can't wait for season 2.
Who was the other guy?
KY.
Kyle Busch, yeah. Kyle Busch, May 2nd as well. We fucking get dirty on the track. May 2nd's a pretty good day, dude. Pretty good day.
Not bad.
David Beckham. Oh, yeah. Never met him. Always a big fan of his work. Always a big fan of him on the soccer field. And, you know, he's ridiculously handsome.
Was he good enough? Like, did he live up to all the hype? Because I don't know soccer enough. Like, was he that great?
I think he made all the money that he was lived up to hype for. I mean, he was getting paid a certain amount of million a day for like 4 years when he came over.
$252 million he got from the LA Galaxy just to come over.
Yeah, and I guess it brought a little bit of a pop. The MLS is where the MLS is, though, still at this point. So
How do they have the money to pay him that?
Because he's fucking David Beckham. He sold out every stadium, the merch,
Yeah,
everything about
he owns the Miami team now in the MLS. AJ.
He used to be able to bend it too, like Beckham, you know.
You also share a birthday with Donatella Versace.
That's what I saw.
Donatello.
Donna.
McGregor was hanging out.
Nice.
Donatella.
Tella.
Who gives a fuck?
Whoa.
Versace shit doesn't fit on me.
Hell yeah.
I wish.
What was the show where someone got murdered? Who got murdered in the Versace mansion? Right outside.
Giovanni.
The dude who created it, right? And then Donatello had to take over.
Donatello.
Who's Donatello?
Was that FX show?
Yeah.
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 Is that the Americans?
Good show.
No, it's like
Fist for Family.
It's like the OJ versus the People one with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
It's like that. They did it for Versace because he got assassinated.
Is that on A&E?
I think it's on Netflix now.
Oh, check it out.
Is it good? Cuba Gooding Jr. as O.J. Simpson was tough.
Yeah, it was great.
It's great as radio, though.
Right.
he was. You're not lying, but you know.
Great movie.
All right, that's the show. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Ty, we have to go through some things. AJ, have you picked your winner yet in your Instagram caption?
I have not because Mitt was on that.
No, Mitt was never on it. You said I'm going to pick it.
Yeah.
Actually, you said that. So go.
No, I didn't. I said at first I was like maybe I'll pick it, and you're like no, you don't want to do that. You said how tough it was.
Yeah, because you said you don't want anyone to hate you, and AJ said, "Good point. I'll have Mitt do it for
Yeah,
you."
so Mitt will do that.
Have you done that, Mitt?
Okay, so you guys got to connect with Mitt there.
Your brain is unbelievable.
Ty,
I still don't think anyone has correctly guessed what I ate after the draft, but I will go back through and look again. But yeah, I do not think. I mean, it's
just real quick though, can we please just for a moment here? Haven't got to happen because you went on his bachelor party. Hey, Mad Mel, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Thank you.
What a night for Mad Mel.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I did a little bit more research this year. I was a little more prepped, but, you know, I mean, it's fun. It's just fun. You just get lost in it and just kind of run with it. I mean, the draft was kind of boring. We didn't, none of the big stuff that we thought was going to happen actually happened, but what a night. It was a fun night.
Mad Mel. So all the money is trying to get decided. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll have that figured out. We can't thank you enough for rocking with us. The Oculi. Did we give away an Oculi or two? No, we never did.
I don't think so.
Let's give away an Oculus right now. 2 Oculi. We'll give away 2 Oculi.
There you go.
Use the hashtag PMS Insiders. You know what I mean? And that'll obviously be because of AJ Hawk, who is
right.
The insider. PMS Insiders. On Twitter, you tweet that in the picture of where you're watching from. You'll be automatically entered into winning one of 2 Oculi. We'll have those announced by tomorrow. Hashtag PMS Insiders on Twitter. Take a picture of where you're watching right now. Automatically be entered into winning one of the 2 Oculi that we will be giving away. Can't thank you enough. You're the fucking best. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Big show tomorrow. Huge. Cheers. Have a good one.